I'm back from AnimeFest. We had 1 week where I was a little bit absent, and then just don't pay attention. I did that, and then there's another week. But hello, I'm back again. I promise there won't be as much chaos after the next about 2 weeks from now. Yeah, it's gonna be a little bit more chaos, just for a little bit longer. And then after mid-August, I think we're Gucci for the rest of the year. I think. That there's there's like one event that I don't know when it's gonna happen, but what do you mean squint? Hey Grayson, how's it going? I am so sorry that this ended up being a late stream. There was just kind of, honestly, like, a clusterfuck of, things happening at the same time. It's very unfortunate because I would love, let me adjust in my chair. I would love if everything didn't happen at once. Do I have to move myself up? I'm kind of just like, now I'm like down here, you know? No, I'm sorry! Well, if it helps, I mean, this is literally just me chatting, you know, for a little bit on stream. Because I gotta wake up tomorrow too. But I did want to stream tonight at least, you know, and like kind of catch up on what's been going on, because it's been a week already again. And I would have liked to stream. It's just there's too much going on. I guess here, let me like lift myself up. That is not lifting myself up. You can tell how experienced I am with VTube Studio. There we go. Okay, let me lock myself so I lock myself so I can't sabotage myself. Okay, so I guess just to start on what's just been going on in general, I'll do that real quick before I hop in straight into AnimeFest itself. Let me move this over here and this over here. Okay, so kind of what's been happening. I had Asri come to visit, and that was a great time. I think I said before we went out, like when I was in my last stream, we went out to the city and we did an escape room, which we nailed, and we did karaoke. And we did like several other things as well. We did the cooking stream while he was here. So we did, like, I don't want to go too much into it because that one was a more private visit, but it was a lot of fun, honestly. Like, it was a great time. And then after he left, I've spent the the cooking stream. I am so glad that pasta turned out edible, and it was not thanks to me. Like, Audra and Asri both saved that pasta like probably about 5 times each. Like, me almost pouring water into I'm like, oh, the broccoli's done, let me pour it into the spaghetti, like into the pasta, into the spaghetti, and I just take the entire pot and I'm about to pour it in, and Audra sees me about to pour like the broccoli and the water into the pot, and he's like, no! Ah! But yeah, he fixed it. So we didn't have waterlogged pasta, so that was nice, you know. By the way, is the music too loud for you? It's a little loud for me, you know. I'm gonna turn it down slightly. Okay. So yeah, cooking was a thing, but yeah, it's a tad loud. Cool. I will turn it down because it hurts my ears too. Okay. So, yeah, that was a more private visit, so I don't want to go too much into it, but it was a lot of fun, and I'm so glad to have gotten to see Asri. It's been at least 2 years. The last time I saw him was the last time I went to AnimeFest. And that was a while ago. That was like when we went together as well, Grayson, so yeah. But yeah, then I spent the last week preparing for like Savage and 14. Because that's starting next week on Tuesday. And I am not ready for it. I've done some stuff, but I have not done nearly as much prep as I would like to, like, as I normally do, and so I'm just here kind of just... Oh, that's not it. I'm just... What do you mean it's on Tuesday? I know I haven't gathered all my stuff. I haven't made all my I did some of my spreadsheets, but I haven't finished all of them. What do you mean? And then, on top of all of that, my, let me turn it down a little bit more. Just a tad. Just a smidgen. Okay. Yeah, on top of all of that, then I found out, well, it's not that I've not known, but I didn't know exactly when they were coming. My aunt and uncle, came to visit from England, the day before AnimeFest. And, yeah, I went to AnimeFest. And it was the first time they've ever come to visit us from England in, like, 20 years. I know, I felt so bad, because it was like, this is the worst week. I love you, aunt and uncle. This is the worst week you could have chosen. Because they came from England, and they got here, like, Wednesday night. And then I was like, oh no. Oh no. And my mom's like, you're not even gonna come see them? And I'm like, yeah, I'll come, but like, I can come for like a couple hours. So I went for like a couple hours after work, and I came back, and I went to bed, and then I went to AnimeFest, and then I came back, and we had dinner with them, and I'm like, and then I have Savage, and I can't just like ditch out on Savage, because that's Savage, like, for like, I know since you don't play much of 14, but like Savage is like a sports team, you know? You can't ditch the other 8 players. So the other 6, yeah, the other 7 players. It's technically, since it's me and Andra, we can't ditch the other 6 players, because that's really rude. It's like, you have a you have a designated time to show up. You have a designated time to raid, and if you don't, like, I wouldn't blame them if they left. So we have responsibilities, you know? So I'm gonna go out to dinner with them a couple times while they're here. I wish I could spend more time with them, but this is just the worst week they could have chosen. But yeah. So we got that. Yeah, it is what it is. But, yeah. Anyway, the point of the stream, like, that was just personal stuff, but the point of the stream mainly is AnimeFest. And so, I'm gonna move on to that. It did end up just being me and Audra going to AnimeFest. And it is very bittersweet, because it's the last one. And I kind of had that in mind. I do wish everybody could come. I really did. Like, it was a lot of fun. I know, I would have liked to have you come, Grayson. It was so fun. There were a lot of great panels and everything. Yeah. If I could have helped you go as well, I would have helped you go too, because I would have liked to go with you. There were so many good things there. But yeah, oh god, I'm gonna have to grab out like my schedule, but it's like in my phone. We went to so many, like, basically AnimeFest for me this year was so many panels. I know. Oh yeah, they're on top of that. Well, that would have really made it hard, wouldn't it? I wish that it was easier for me to like make my model sad, because I really have to pull my face down. Like, even if my face is naturally neutral, I look too happy, and I promise I am not incredibly happy about that, at least. But yeah, I really wanted you to come, and like, yeah, and Rocky and Urban and everybody. It would have been one nice last shebang on that, at least. But it is what it is. Rocky's got his thing going on. Urban's going to Japan. And you got your situation that you're dealing with. So, it just didn't line up. But I guess for what did happen, it was nice showing Audra around AnimeFest. He has never been to like an actual anime convention before. He's been to PAX East. And this was his first time going to an anime convention, so it was kind of nice to show him, you know, the same convention that we've been going to since, like, what was it? Was it 2012 or 2013? I'd have to look for my guidebook that's in my bookshelf, but I think it's been that long. Yeah! 2012, I think, yeah? But yeah, it was really nice to get to show him that, because I've talked about it. He's heard at length me talk about AnimeFest, and I'm glad that I could at least live up to that. We didn't go last year because we did FanFest instead, and I don't regret that. FanFest was fun, if nothing else, because I got to meet a whole bunch of online friends that I had never met before. But yeah, for AnimeFest itself, we did the road trip. That was nice, and that was actually pretty nice and smooth. The con itself was not at the Sheraton this year. I found out while I was there. God, I'm trying to clear my bangs out of my face. My hair's too long again. The con was at the Arlington Lowe's Hotel instead of the Sheraton this year, and it was a nice hotel. Honestly, it was really nice. Yeah, they just finished building that hotel this year. So, it had all these new amenities. It had, a hotel is it's new. Yeah, what I learned was that the Sheraton, their contract with the Sheraton ended. But there are other reasonings for that too. I was kind of wondering at length why AnimeFest is coming to an end, because they weren't extremely explicit about why. But the most I could really kind of get around from going to the convention is that I heard a little bird said it was a funding issue. I think that's what it is. And also it's the second largest, since it's the second longest running con in the US, anime con in the US, it's been going on for 34 years. I think the guy who started it is kind of retiring, or whoever started it, is retiring. Yeah, it was a mixture of money, I think, and that. I also, because I didn't go last year, I didn't get to see the state of it last year, how it was then. And apparently the guy I was talking to about it in one of the autograph lines, he said that last year the attendance was just super low because of the pandemic. Ever since the pandemic happened, people are not really going out to conventions that much right now by comparison to how they were before. And so the funding, that's why the funding is an issue, because the attendance is lower. And the costs are higher since then. So it's really hard to hold a convention if you're just a fan-run kind of thing, like AnimeFest is. You have a better chance if you're kind of company-driven. I think one example of that I was seeing, that people are now trying to find other alternatives to go to. One of them that was kind of advertising their booth was Anime Frontier, which is apparently, I'm not 100% certain on this, but I heard they are sponsored by Crunchyroll. So there's a lot more it's a lot less fan-run panels and a lot more kind of industry panels, which I think a lot of probably Texan con-goers are not really very used to, because we're used to just all kind of applying for our own panels and just random bullshit go, So it's different. I think I would love to keep seeing fan-driven conventions be a thing, but I think until we fully recover from the pandemic, whatever year that is. I don't think we're gonna see it as much. I think we're gonna see more kind of con shutdowns like this. I do hope that AnimeFest comes back in the future at some point. I have small hopes within me. Even if it's not next year or the year after that, I would love to see it come back. I just don't know. So that part is a shame, but for like my experience there, the hotel, we got there and it was really nice. Like, you know, it's a nice hotel when they got USB-C like chargers like at the bedside tables. Everything was like the hotel room, and like the hotel itself had kind of like almost a minimalist style. Like, it was very clean. It was like a little bit minimalist with the rooms. It was very like to the point. Oh, when I came into the room, the TV was on and it had my name on it, and I was like, what? Ah, I don't even know. I get used to where my toggles are again. But I was like, what? My name's on this TV. They know. It was very fancy. And they had a bar and everything too, and the con itself was smaller. Sheraton has the big wide, you know, upstairs and downstairs floor. For the part of the Arlington Lowe's, God, I wish that I had a picture of the floor plan, but it's basically, it was like a kind of like an L-shaped corridor. That was like the main, like where the main like first floor, there were 3 floors, and all 3 of them were like L-shaped corridor. Well, no, that's not that. I lied. The first and the third, this is a really odd floor layout plan thing, were kind of L-shaped, where with the panel rooms and the artist alley was in a big room. Same thing with the dealer's room. They were both in very, very, very large rooms. The panels were in smaller rooms alongside the L. And so if you wanted to go to a panel on the first floor, all the panels were on the first floor and the second floor. The second floor, I'll have to get to that in a second, but the first floor, like, it was kind of like on one side of it. I guess it was not quite. I lied slightly. It's oh my god, I keep lying. God, I should pull out like Microsoft Paint. I'm tired of trying to describe it with my words, and I want to describe it with like really terrible shit posting instead. Hold on. Okay. Can I bring up live art MS Paint? Let me see if I can bring MS Paint up as a window. I need this in my life. Window capture. Add new MS Paint. Yeah, that's it. That's the one. But it's not fitting, so 1 second. I'm gonna copy the transform from here. And we'll see if we can paste it to the MS Paint one. Or paste transform. Okay. Move it down a touch. That kind of works. Oh, you don't see that. Okay. It's not perfect, but it'll do. Okay. So, what it was kind of like, I'm gonna put a box here. This was like... Okay, so this was like the main hallway. This is like the main hallway. Everything was, I guess the reason I thought of it as that is because, as an L shape, is because it was a box, but it was cut off. So floor number 1 was kind of like this. I personally thought that my little stick figure, like, whatever the heck is going on here, should be able, if I wanted to go to like over to the left side, I feel like I should have been able to go through there. If I wanted to get like, okay, this was the elevators to get to the car parking lot were kind of, or like elsewhere, were kind of around here. When I wanted to get to my car, I was like, hold on. There's a little bit more I can add here. This is the worst drawing I've I've ever done. Okay. Okay. Come on, we can do better than this. We can do better than this. This is the most squished part here. Do not take this as the actual scale. Okay. So... I feel like I should redo it. It's so bad. The scale is so off. What if I just do, like... Okay. I start from the top here. So, this is hallway. Hallway. Okay. This feels a little bit better, I think. Yeah. And I'll put the line here. Okay, so, when I first arrived at the convention and went down the elevators, I went here, like around here, to get from the park, from the building car park, which was attached to it. And I was like, okay, registration was around here. Oh, registration. Jesus. This is a bit bigger. I like how it's an impact font. Beautiful. Okay, that's fine. I'll just put it in DIN. Okay, registration was right around there, and I was like, okay, that's easy. I went and I already had my badge because I always do the mail-in badges. So I went and I picked up my badge holder, and then I was like, okay, let me go check into the room. Where the hell's the lobby? And I'm not kidding you. We walked this way, and I think we very quickly came across the fact that we couldn't really go that way, because this was like staff rooms over here. So it was like, boop, I got cut off here, and I was like, oh, can't go that way. I walked around in a circle, like circles around here, and I was like, and went around here, and I'm like, where the hell's the lobby? Lobby for the hotel was boop. Mind you, this is from like going down a 7-floor elevator, coming through like to another building. Oh, and before I even got here, this was the first floor. There was a ground floor. So we actually ended up in a floor underneath here that literally just had a couple chairs and like a front entrance. And then like, where do I go? I wasn't even on this part here. We found this when we went to the ground floor. Yeah, we went to a floor underneath of it, which looked kind of like, we took the elevator and we went boop boop. And we ended up in a room that looked roughly like this, which just had a set of stairs, and we're like, lobby? Lobby? Hello? Lobby? No, it's not the lobby. We had to go upstairs, where we ended up at the registration, wandered around, I think, we went around, like I said, we went down here, we went over here, we went in circles over here, we tried going over here, that was wrong, and then finally, we were like, this is not actually a closed off room, this is actually a direct hallway. Wish I had a better eraser, but yeah, this is actually a hallway. And then once we finally went down this hallway, this is a long walk, by the way. We were walking for a while, like probably about like half an hour. Then we found at the very end here was the lobby. And then we checked in, and then we're like, oh, thank God, because once you finally found the lobby and checked in, the elevators to get to the rooms were there. And they're like, okay, just use the thing. Yeah, I need the pain pills. Dude, it was so hard to get to the car because at one point we went in, we went in and we brought some beers, and we had to, since I brought my suitcase, and I bought, like, before I went to the convention, I got a ton of snacks. And I got snacks, I got some beers. I basically made a mistake, and I stalked as if, like, the whole, like, original, like, high school friend group was coming to AnimeFest. I was like, I'm gonna make sure we're fed because I don't want us to go hungry or thirsty. I had been watching. It was just funny because I've been going to cons for like this con for like so long. I had been watching like I don't know how much you know about VTubers. Yes, the rice cooker adventures. I had been watching Mint, like Made Mint, like Mint Phantom, who's like Mayoshi. Yeah. I've been watching Made Mint and Matara, who's from Fishoujo. I've been watching their podcast. And they had an episode on conventions, and most of the stuff I thought it was fun because it was like a relatable episode for me, you know. It was like, you've seen that, I've seen that too, you know. I'm picking up what you're putting down. But one thing that like Matara gave as advice was something that I'd never thought of before that I really should have, because it was simple but effective advice, and that was just before you go into a convention, don't rely on the convention's water. Like, go out to a store and just buy a big old freaking jug of water, like, and rely on that. Like, that way you don't have to like look at the water in the rooms and just be like, I'm so thirsty. I'm so thirsty, I'm dying. So yeah, so I bought like these two fucking massive like Evian. Was it Evian? Is that how you say that name? It was like is that a French brand? I don't remember. But yeah, it was like these two like massive water bottles, and I was like, I'm gonna be so hydrated at AnimeFest this year. That does not look like a water bottle. But yeah, I took a ton of snacks. Yeah. I took a ton of snacks in a crate. Like as much as we would take with like 4 people, except there's only 2 of us. I took my suitcase. We took a cooler, which was filled with beers, and we still left some beers in the car because I bought 2 crates of beers, one for me and one for Audra, because we both like different beers. And we did not have enough space to bring. We had like a baby cooler. There was not enough space to bring all the beers, so we left some of them like in the car, which was at like the top of the building. We got like one of like the last 2 spots. There were like 2 spots left after we parked. I think we got one of the last 3 spots before the garage was just full for the weekend, which was very fortunate. And that was only at like 11 a.m. So that would have been really, really unfortunate. It was crazy though. But yeah, we came in, we had to leave the alcohol in there, and we made it all the way to the lobby, checked in, they told us to go to the elevator, we went to the elevator, we went to the room, which was like, oh God, that was such a long walk. We had like a really far away room, and so we dropped off all this stuff, and we're like, okay, alright, I want to go to panels, but I know we need to get those bottles before they were actually kind of residually cold. I did not want them to, like, stop being cold, and so we're like, okay, let's go try to make it back to the car. We go from the elevators, and we're like, okay, can we cut? And I was like, can we cut through here? I go here. You cannot cut through there. This is a staff-only zone. So that means we had to go, like, boop, and then walk the entire way around, and then leave this area and go to like the car elevators. We just packed, like, it was very awkward because Audra brought his backpack. I brought my like normal like bag. I know we got our steps in. Like I got my bag and like he got his backpack and we just filled them with bottles of beer and we're like, I hope they don't hear them clanking so easily. We walked all the way back to the hotel room to drop them off before we actually did anything at the convention. But like, dude, we had like it. I mean, it had a mini fridge, but it had like a whole bunch of cubby holes. Like that cubby hole was stocked. Like you guys would have been proud of me. We wouldn't have been hungry. Although I still got like our Hawaiian struggle rules, you know, of like, you know, the bread, the Hawaiian bread roll, and like the Tostitos chips, like cup chips. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, I loved them too. I showed them to Audra. This does not look like a chip, but that's okay. Yeah, and then with the queso, you can't have them anymore. Why not? Why can't you have Hawaiian rolls? Tostitos. Hold on. Oh no. Is it like the rolls, or is it like the chips, or is it the queso? The bread? Hawaiian. Again, I don't need it. It's fine. Okay. Yeah, so I showed him the struggle sandwich that from like our very first anime convention. The very first AnimeFest. Yeah. Man. Just a little bit of bread. Maybe one day. Hopefully one day. Yeah, I did show him that at one point, but yeah, we got that. It was so well stocked in there. But yeah, then we started like I took a trip to the first to the artist alley, and it was nice. They had a lot of I saw a lot of Link Click merch, and you know how much I love Link Click, and I was super glad for that because like Link Click, nobody knew what Link Click was a couple of years ago, and I was like, thank God, people know now. They know, yay! There was a lot of VTuber merch. Yeah, there's a lot of VTuber merch. There was first volume. Wait, what? You have to explain. You have to explain. I know they had season 2 of Link Click, which was fantastic, by the way. Oh wait, they have a manhwa for Link Click now? Where can I read this? Oh, oops. Where can I read this? In the comic shops? Yeah. I'll have to, like... Where... I don't know if they have any comic shops, I mean, nearby. On Amazon? Okay. I'll look it up on Amazon. I would be happy to read Link Click's manhwa. Thank you for this. Thank you for this news. I guess just to go on this, like I went through the artist alley. We picked up. There was a lot of Persona 3 stuff, which I was happy for because I'm like admittedly this is kind of going on like a way back machine, but like back when I was a young anime fan, like the Persona 3 Pro Tag was like one of like my childhood crushes. And so I still have a lot of nostalgia for it. I got like a Persona 3 poster. I got a couple of keychains. I was like, yes! A husbando I could never buy merch of. That was basically all my husbandos were just like from video games and not anime, so I could never buy merch of them. It was hard. But then we went around. Oh, also there was lots of dungeon meshi and a little bit of free rent too. I was glad to see. I was actually thought there would be more Freerun, but there was definitely a lot of Dungeon Meshi. There's always a lot of Genshin, and there's a lot of Honkai too. That's a Honkai Star Rail. I think I saw a little bit of Zenless Zone Zero. I thought like there was actually a few Zenless Zone Zero cosplays, and I thought that was like I was like, dang, you guys are fast. Because that's I mean I know the beta's been out for like they had that beta a long time ago and like all the previews, but like the game just came out like not even a month ago, and people are already like in full decked out cosplays. It's impressive, really. So then we went to panels. I'm trying to remember everything we did. It's hard because we went to so many of them. Yeah, they do work fast. I wonder... Hold on, can I find the schedule? If I can find the schedule, I can remember everything I did a lot easier because, like, I did a lot. Like, I was running from convention to convention. If I didn't, like, burn a lot of calories, I don't know what can help me, you know? I feel like I walked a marathon in that convention. I know I went to several Mint panels. How could I not, like, my Oshi was there. Schedule. Okay. Get the guide on your phone. I don't want the guide on my phone. I want to look at it on my PC. Damn it. Oh, perfect. Okay. I'm gonna switch over to my browser window. Okay, so what I did, this does help a little bit because now I can kind of go through what I did. So we kind of like, it took a long time to get set up. I think by the time we finally did, I think the first thing, I really wanted to go to the Mint autographs, but it just took so long for us to kind of figure out where the hell we were going in this hotel that, like, by the time I set up, I could, like, there was no way. Like, we just did not make it to this. I would have loved to get, an autograph from Mint, but there were only 30 of them, and I probably would have had to line up like 3 hours before I got there. What I did instead, I think, actually, I wanted to go to that too. We didn't make it to that either, I don't think. I made it to, yeah, I made it, the first panel I made it to was the, so you want to build like a tabletop role-playing game. And, like, it was interesting, because the, like, it was a pretty, like, it was an interesting panel. They talked about how they went through, like, kind of the, like, they were in the middle, like, it was, like, these two people that were in the middle of, really, like, publishing their own tabletop role-playing game. And their role-playing game sounded really interesting. It was, like, called, like, A Divine Calling. And it was like, basically you combine like it was like basically high school with, like, they were like, I didn't read Percy Jackson, so I just made my own Percy Jackson. And so, oh, huh, okay. Dating stream? Hold on. Okay. So, like, we came over and, like, sorry, like, oh. Eh? Eh? I don't understand. Oh. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, this is not a dating stream. I'm so sorry, I'm just talking about anime conventions. But yeah, sorry, dude. Um, yeah, if you want to chill, that's fine. But like, tell your partner. Oh no! Oh no! Well, yeah, it's okay. You said you had a partner, right? Like, you never know. Yeah. So we went to go do a TT, like build a TTRPG. Um, oh, your streaming partner. Okay, okay. I'm catching on a little bit. Um, so we did that TTRPG panel, and we it's my Pookie. So yeah, we did that, and they basically they were doing like a tabletop where the goal like the goal of it, they were like, I want to do I want to do Percy Jackson without having seen Percy Jackson. So they basically made it so you could combine like Greek gods and a couple of like gods from other pantheons with like high school cliques, and that formed like each of them had their own like advantages and disadvantages. So it formed like up to like 200 class combinations that you could have with it. Um, and so they talked at length about that, and it was interesting. I really would have liked. I was actually really interested in their board game, like in their module, but they didn't. Their QR code didn't work, so I couldn't go. I'm gonna have to like manually Google it. I'm glad I remember. I think I remember the name at least, so I think that's correct. I'm gonna look that up later. Um, but yeah, it's a shame it didn't work in there. It worked for nobody. Like the two, like there were like three of us that were interested in scanning that QR code. It did not work. It is unfortunate. I even like raised my hand and I'm like, guys, your QR code doesn't work, and they're like, oh, we get that question often. It does work, and I tried again, and I'm like, it doesn't work. I'm so sorry, but it doesn't. Yeah. So I went to that, and that was interesting, and then oh, they were doing another one then? Okay. Okay, the next one I went to was the Mint, Mika, and Zane's Spooky Creatures and Superstitions. We caught part of that. Um, of course, I had to go to the Mint panel because I already missed her autographs. But Mika and Zane are kind of cool because they've been going to AnimeFest for like, I think 5-ish years. Is it 5? About 5 years, I think. About half the time that I've been going to AnimeFest. And so it was kind of cool because Mika is like the very first exposure that I have had to Mika's the very first exposure I've had to like an actual VTuber coming to a convention. And giving like a whole like he gave a whole bunch of tips and tricks like 5 years ago that helped me. Yeah, Mika is has like basically changed, like rebranded entirely. He used to be a VTuber named Jezebel, but like he came out as trans, and then he kind of rebranded his entire thing because like you want to be more yourself, you know? Yeah. So now he's like a hothead, like a red haired cat man. So yeah, of course, and no longer the magician girl. So good on him for like I didn't catch like the first year he did that. He did that last year when I wasn't there. But yeah, his streams were really cool. At, like way back like 5 years ago, because I was already kind of like I had already been introduced to VTubers. Like I was a big fan of Kanai 5 years ago. Who I had not like gotten into VTubers for VTubers. I had gotten into VTubers because I was trying to figure out how to be good at Apex Legends. And just I went in there and I was like, huh? There's a VTuber there. I've heard of you guys. And he was kind of funny, and then I got into JP VTubing through there. And then just a little while later, then God, what was it? Yeah, then Mika came back when he was Jezebel, and then gave all these like different like all these VTubing tips, like all these things about equipment and about how like you want to set up your VTubing stuff. And it's taken me like 4 years to actually have my own model, but hey, all of that advice was super useful, and so like I have a lot of thanks in my heart for that. And then like he brought his friend Zane like a couple of years ago, and they started doing those escape rooms. And honestly, they're both really cool. So it was nice. It's nice to like have seen that they've been around like every year since. I'm glad they enjoy AnimeFest. But yeah, they did the spooky creatures panel with Mint, and it's cool to see my Oshi interact with kind of like the people who hang out at the local con. It's really neat. And they did like basically they showed Mint a whole bunch of like pictures of kind of like creatures, like with silhouettes of creatures, and Mint was supposed to guess like, hey, what are these creatures? And some of them were actual like kind of creatures, and then some of them were just like memes. I don't know who the character Godot is, but Mint sure did, because like she saw a picture of a silhouette of part of a hand holding coffee, and she's like, that's Godot. And they're like, how did you even know this, dude? That's just impressive, man. And so that was kind of a fun time. Hang on 1 second. Yeah, honestly, just that is top tier weeb skills that I can only aspire to. So yeah, we did that. That was fun. And then I think after that, the next thing I did, I went to the meet and greet. The first day, I found out, like, I think earlier today, because when Mint was talking about the weekend, I think, in one of her panels, I went to several of them. This meet and greet with Mint was a little bit daunting, because she because they brought in 30 people into the room, so who all got a chance to meet her individually, but we all had to just walk up to the front of the chair, which meant that everybody could just look at you as you talked to Mint. And I was just like, I have stage fright. I thought this would be kind of a private meeting. It was not, but I pulled up. Yeah, the anxiety killed me so hard, and you could tell that a lot of other people were like super awkward too, because they were like lots of people were stuttering. I think just the like kind of public speaking anxiety, like, and talking to your Oshi on top of that. Several of them were like fully dressed up, you know. They had the full like Mint fan merch and everything. So like everybody slowly went up, and I got to come up, and I told her just like how much kind of she inspired me, like as a VTuber as well. Well, not just like that part was last. Just like really, it's just how much she inspired me, and how much kind of like she, it's kind of nice seeing her going from being a corporate VTuber, where we're finding out, even though I was a supporter of her then, that she wasn't happy where she was. And then just to see her kind of, you know, now doing the indie stuff, doing like the podcast with Batara, doing all these things, she seems so much happier. And so I just told her I was really happy for her, that she's kind of thriving. I think that's about what I could manage of, and that she inspired my own journey. And then I went back to my seat, and I was like, oh man. It's like, oh man, I am all nerves, and I probably sounded like a freaking idiot. But apparently, like, the guy that was 2 seats over from me, like, Audra was sitting in the seat next to me. He's not a fan. He doesn't really like VTubers all that much. But he like knows I'm a huge Mint fan. But like, he was sitting on one side of me, and then there was a guy sitting next to me, and I was like, afterwards, that guy went up, and like when he sat back down, like I guess he heard me talking to Audra, like saying like, oh my god, did I sound like an idiot? Like, did I sound nervous? And he was like, dude, you like, it was really nice of him. He was like, dude, you actually like, you walking up there gave me the confidence to walk up there. And I was like, I'm inspiring? No, I was still a bundle of nerves. I don't even know how I could inspire anyone with that, because I was about ready to piss myself. But yeah, so somehow I managed to sound confident. And I don't even know how that happened because I was crying, shitting, throwing up. Not really, but like, metaphorically. But yeah, I got to say what I wanted to, and I was like all nerves and butterflies for like an hour after that. On the inside, Um, and then I think we finally kind of chilled a little bit. We would have liked to go to the escape room, but there was not really a lot of time for that. What did we end up doing instead? I think we got food because we hadn't eaten all day. And luckily, while we were there in like the hall, like in the, do I have my paint thing? In the, let me switch back over to it. They had, the first night, they had, every night they did it, but like the first night they had, basically, there are these escalators here that go to the, not to the second floor. Let me put the box here. Escalators. They went not to the second floor, but to the third floor. I don't know why that design choice was made, but it sure was one of them. Let me do third floor. There you go. And this is first floor. Okay, so those are the escalators to the third floor. I guess I'll finish filling this out because I think this is relevant. The dealer's room was like, kind of like, that's a, no. Trying to get to boxes. Okay. It was kind of like, this. I guess, think of this as less of like a rectangle and more of like a square. And the, dealer's room was kind of, it was both long and wide. It's a lot less narrow than this. And then the actual panel rooms themselves were actually also a lot longer than this, but it kind of ended up looking a little bit like this. Panel room. Okay. I'll put some circles at those are not circles, that is a line. Okay. So kind of like this. There's the dealer, there's the artist alley. Panel room 2 had 2 entrances, one of which did not get used after the first day. Panel room 4. No. Okay. I'm gonna erase this. Is actually a little bit smaller. Okay. None of this is to scale, really, but I'm doing my best. That is a pentagon. Hello! It is me. I am terrible at this. Okay. So, this was like panel room 1. Then there was the workshop. Workshop was where, that one actually had desks, which was kind of neat. That was where we did the TTRPG thing, and they had origami there, which I would have, like, Audra was interested in doing, and I would have been interested too. We just had too much on the schedule. Panel room 2, this was the artist's alley. This entire thing here. And then, wait a second. Wait, if I have the schedule, hold on. If I have the schedule, does that mean... What? Does that mean I have the floor plan? Hold on. I don't need to be drawing anything if I have the floor plan. I think maybe I have the map. Hold on. Can I get the map? Maybe I'll try that real quick. Convention map. Oh my god! This is what I needed the entire time. Okay. Oh, blessed. Okay. It looks about the same, right? Okay. That looks exactly like what I was drawing, right? You can see like the blocked off area there where you can't get to like the elevators. Is this visible? I think it's a little small. Maybe make it bigger. But yeah, so we went to workshop 1 and then panel 2. It's small, yeah. I made it a little bit bigger, just a tad. Can I copy this? Nah, I won't worry about it for now. Oh, there we go. That's what I needed. Okay. So, now it's too big. There is no medium. There is no medium here. It's just too big or too small. Okay. So, yeah. We took a break there. The first night that we were there, the food stuff was near the escalators to the 3rd floor. And that was a little bit weird. I think that's why they changed it, because the to get to the 3rd, like off the 3rd floor, you had to kind of go through like this like lunch line that they provided, where they had like burgers and hot dogs and what else did they have? They had pork sandwiches, and chicken fingers and some salads. So that was there. And then I think there were a whole bunch of chairs like here, like looking over the pool, which was really nice, and it really made me want to swim, but I forgot a bathing suit, so rip that. But yeah, so then they took food and they moved food here, as you can see by the word food. It was then here, and then the chairs were there. So everybody then hung out here in the rest of the days. The artist Sally was here. Okay, so then, yeah, like I said, we took a break and then we ate because it had been ages and we were starving. So then after we took that break, did we just die? Yo, did I just die instead? We might have just died, I think. No, that's not what we did. That is, we did not die. What we did was that the first night we got food, and then we went to, we got food here after we did the meet and greet. We got food, and then we went down to guess that anime tune, and it was interesting because it was anime openings only. So they were playing like what the goal was to do was that they had several different difficulties, and like each round had I think 30 songs each, like 20-30 songs. And they had 3 contestants up on the stage. I think it was 3. It might have been 5. It was 3 to 5, and so they would play the first up to 20 songs of an opener. And if the audience, if the contestants did not raise their hands within that 20 seconds, they would give it to the audience to try to guess. And if nobody in the audience guessed it, then they gave what it was. I felt like a god, and honestly, other people must have felt like a god too, because they played the easy round first, and I literally heard the first 3 notes. And other people did too. The first 3 notes of songs, it was just oh, that's Death Note. That's Bleach. And then Audra was like, how are you? The song hasn't even started yet. How does everybody know? So it was none of the songs had started yet. And I got 10 in a row off of the first 3 to 5 notes of the songs, which I just named instantly, and I'm like, damn, I should have been on this game show. Oh no, it's buffering. Let me know if it stops buffering, because I don't want to. If my voice is not. Can you hear me at least? Let me write that as well. Can you hear me? Okay, cool. So yeah, we did that thing, and then it got to medium, and I was like, okay, so I sorry, after 10 songs on easy, it became less easy, and it was not for the reason, I mean, it was for the reason I thought it would be, but it was a little bit depressing. And that was because in the easy category, they started out by doing like a lot of like 2000s anime and like early 2010s anime, and I'm like, dude, I'm so good at this. And then they started playing like anime from like 2014 onwards, and I'm like, I don't know any of these anymore. My Hero Academia opening starts playing, everybody's like, that's my hero, and I'm like, I don't know, man. I feel like I'm a little out of touch, I guess. I watch about like 2 to 3 new like series a year now, and it just doesn't feel like I watch enough now to like know all of like the newfangled shows. I don't watch shonen a lot. And a lot of like I think that's my downfall, because a lot of people love shonen anime and I'm not like the biggest fan. So yeah. And then they did medium, which honestly, it did not feel like it should be medium. Some of them I got, like, they played the Dead Man Wonderland opening in the medium level. And at that one, I knew, I was like, ooh, that's Dead Man Wonderland! And they played To Your Eternity, and I was like, yeah! I know To Your Eternity, I love that! Yeah, it does tend to get the most anime adaptations. And it's difficult because, I mean, for me, I do understand to a small extent. I mean, I don't understand why they won't do a lot of shoujo anymore. That sucks. But I mean, like, action is a lot more, I guess, interesting in anime than it is manga. It's a lot harder to make it exciting in manga, I think. Or, like, convey the same movement, you know? I think that's why, like, I tend to like seinen anime. Like, I like adult men anime, and I tend to like josei manga, so I like adult women manga. Because that tends to get more into the psychological, like, mindfuck territory. And I love that. I love psychology. Yeah, seinen and josei are mine too. I feel like I've kind of moved, like, maybe it's just because I'm getting old, but I feel like I kind of moved past most shonen or shoujo. I don't mind the occasional shoujo fluff, but, like, yeah, I get tired of the school setting. Can we get some office workers? I need some, like, even, like, office romance. Sometimes they don't do that very well either. But yeah, I just, adult romance, please. And it doesn't have to be hentai, you know? I just want to see some, like, grown-ups having some grown-up love that's not innocent grown-up love. I don't want them to kiss on the last episode. I just want to, like, know about their relationship. Yeah, there you go, the Office BLs. Yeah, so they did the Anime Tune one, and I as soon as they got to medium, I was like, oh, maybe I wouldn't win this game show. And then they did hard, and like, we only stayed for the first 3 songs of hard, because there was, it overlapped with another panel that I wanted to go to. But, Audra wasn't really excited, because one of the ones they had in the hard one was, like, Gundam Wing, from, like, one of the 1990s ones. And, like, he immediately recognized the opening, and nobody got it. They played that straight up 25 seconds of that, and nobody got it. And he's like, what do you mean nobody got it? Poor Audra. He's like, dude, if hard just means it's stuff from 90s, like, from the, like, 90s to the 60s to 90s, and then, like, really obscure anime. Like, if it just meant it was from 90s, like, before the 2000s, I got this. And I was like, well, it's obscure anime too. But I would have been, I don't know. I think I would be okay at obscure 2000s anime, because I watched so much of it back then. But, you know. Yeah, Gundam. But yeah, so we did that. Yes, if it was Kyo Karamao, like, we'd freaking have it, you know? It's in the bag. So we only stayed for 3 songs of this. If I had one regret, it was, oh, hey! Hi Zane, thank you for following! Yay! The escape rooms were so much fun, dude! I know I said that earlier. I came by at the table. But dude, I just wanted to thank you again. It was so much fun. The critically acclaimed AnimeFest. Yes, yes. I have the critically acclaimed AnimeFest with the 14 panel. Dude, thank you for hosting the 14 panel too. I was so happy to get to nerd out. Because I've been playing the game for so long, I was like, what? Trivia? I love trivia! So we're just like talking about how things went. Did you get any rest after AnimeFest? I'm curious. Oh no, I'm sorry. I might have been one of those people. I was the person that won the first prize. Oh no! 4 hours? Oh. That, you know what? That is that con life though. Hopefully you get more rest after this. I mean, that's what I'm kind of banking on for myself too, because like that con. No, you're fine. Like you knew, like you stumped me on like a couple questions that like I didn't know. Like I didn't know that Bard's LB3 raised people, and like my husband is like, he's been playing since Realm Reborn, and he's like, no, you shouldn't. Like, he's like, I knew that one, and I'm like, I'm so sorry. He didn't. He's too nervous, so he didn't want to come up though. But yeah, that one, I was like, what? Huh? But yeah, it was fun to get to do that. Like I've been trying to like be a little bit more talkative at panels this year, partially because like, you know, it's kind of that carpe diem thing where it's like I gotta seize the day. I gotta reach it because this was the last AnimeFest, and if I didn't, I would regret it. And so I did try to talk more this year and actually participate in panels. So I think your panel was the first time I had ever like properly participated in like a game show. Oh no! Like I think I did like one other game show ever during AnimeFest. So like it was nice because like it was a topic that I love and I'm passionate about. So thank you so much for hosting it. And I'm glad that you're into Final Fantasy now and enjoying it too, you know? Like did you say you were I didn't quite fully catch it, like you were starting Dawn Trail soon? Like you were working on Endwalker, or did you say you were finishing it? Yeah! Hold on, let me move myself over here so I'm actually looking at you. Yeah. If you ever need help with like any of like the raid stuff too, I don't know if you're on like NA servers or anything, but like hit me up, man. Oh yeah, no sleep. It took me like a week to finish it because I don't know why it took me a week to finish it. I just kind of like full like brain rotted in there too. It took a little bit, you know. I wanted to savor the moment. I did all the kind of ether current quests at the same time, and like all of the side quests that went along with them. It was so much fun, honestly. But yeah. Huh. I guess just to kind of continue with like what I had been doing. I did the guess the anime tune, and then we left like 3 songs in the heart. Oh, thank you! I appreciate you. I love your model too. It's so cute. It's nice to get to see you, like you and Mika again at AnimeFest. I last went 2 years ago, and then I didn't get to go last year because I went to like Final Fantasy Fan Fest instead. But it was like so cool to still see you guys coming to AnimeFest and everything and holding another escape room. I did the one 2 years ago, and I unfortunately because of the clash I missed out on like last year's, and the like I like one day if you guys ever like have another con where you have an escape room, I need to escape, you know. I never quite escaped. But yeah, thank you. Ah. Dude, that I will say, I've done a lot of escape like I say a lot of escape rooms. I've done like several escape rooms now, and that like both of those escape rooms that I did of yours were like the only ones that I've never escaped from. I don't know like if that's well, I think one of the ones I did was rated 9 out of 10 hardness. Hardness? That's not the right word. Right, 9 out of 10 difficulty. But yeah, like so that's like they were both really good. I was stumped. I think I was like pretty stumped the first one I did, and we were. I feel like we were close on the second one, but like we just didn't quite get there. But it was still a lot of fun regardless. I just like escape rooms. I don't care if I don't escape. I'll sink. I'll be on the sinking ship. But yeah. Um, yeah, we left the we left the anime toon one to go to the fanfic fights and like Grayson knows because I try to go to like a fanfic panel every year because I just wanna hear about whatever horrors people have written up. I'm not an avid reader of fanfiction, but I just like to hear the amount of times that I've heard like, oh, let's see like B movie fanfiction. The Hogwarts walls. God, what was that? Sephiroth X Winnie the Pooh. Yes, fanfiction. The crazy fanfiction stuff. Dude, give me like bad fanfiction to write, and I will like not to write, but like I'd write some stuff. Like I think that was like one of like my debut goals. We didn't get to it, but like I'd write a bad fanfic. No, Butters, is this what you walked into? Cover your ears. um, yeah, that's what you lurked into. Yeah, there were a couple of interesting ones this time. I'm not gonna get into like deep into it because it was 18 plus stuff, but I guess suffice it to say there was one of them was Dean from Supernatural X Sherlock Holmes X the 10th Doctor, and Dean was the bottom, and it was Omegaverse. It was very cursed. It was some super cursed stuff. No, they said that the fanfiction said Castiel was in hell, and for some reason, it was one of those really cursed fanfiction where Sam was the top, and I'm like, oh no! But like, the amount of times that that Sherlock Holmes was like, I'm British, he said Britishly, killed me. I think with logic, he says. And then one of them, God, what was it? It was Castlevania. God, what's his name? Trevor Belmont X Kermit the Frog. And I don't think I can repeat some of what I heard. Oh, also with a cameo from Sonic the Hedgehog. Honestly, they had some pretty good fanfics in there. I say good isn't like bad, but you know, it's so bad it's good, you know. It was a good time. But yeah, and then I think at that point we went to bed. I was like, I'm done for the night. I think I'm good. No, I lied. We went to the Sword Art Online Abridged panel, and then we got to see the new episode, dude. There are a whole bunch of episodes that like I think it's been like a year or two. There are episodes to catch up on Sword Art Online, so like if people want to watch that, you know, like Grayson, Butters, we gotta have another Sword Art Online catch up. But yeah, they were cool too. I went to like another panel of theirs the next day, and like their autograph session on Saturday. And I managed to like get autographs for like I got like a poster with like they apparently they do D&D streams. I didn't even know this. But I attended like a D&D streaming panel of theirs, which they talked about for a little bit. And oh no, one of the cats got the bowl. I can hear him like patinking it around. One of them. Now I'm just thinking about the cat with the bowl. That really interrupted my thought process. God, what was I talking about? Yeah, Sword Art Online. Yeah, I got a poster signed by them, and they had like 3 like of these like Gortash pillows, and I managed to get one of the 3 pillows, and I was like, yes. So I got some stuff signed by them. I got to tell them how much that my friends and I quote their show, and that I wish, if I bringing my friends in spirit to, they can just to say how much we loved it. So yeah, they love the show. Also, apparently they do My Hero Academia and Abridged now, and I didn't know that either. And I went to that panel, and it's hilarious, and we gotta watch that too. So we have something witty stuff to catch up on. Yeah, there is the Sword Art Online Abridged panel. What did I do the next day? I needed the schedule up because I need to like organize my thoughts because I went to so many different panels. I went to a lot of VTuber panels, I guess. I think that's 'cause, like, you know, I got the very clear interest in VTubing stuff. 9:30. Oh yeah, I did wake up for about 9:30 or so. What did I do? What did I do? Oh yeah, I was thinking of going to D&D Jeopardy, and then I didn't quite do that. Yes. I went to Mint's Metal Gear Mania panel. It was funny because it was kind of like a little bit unfocused, but that's just like Mint chaos. So that was a lot of like it was funny. Any sort of Mint panel is kind of funny, so I like the good Mint panel. Then we went and then we did I think we kind of chilled. We did the dealer's room finally. And I was like, I'm not gonna buy a lot, and then I bought 3 figurines. I posted a picture of all my merch. When I finally went through the artist alley and the dealer's room on Saturday, I was like, I'm not gonna buy a lot of merch this year. Nope, not me. I won't buy merch. I set a budget this year. I brought cash. And then that happened. and then that happened. And now I'm like, oh, I bought 3 figurines. I don't know what happened. I still stayed mostly within budget. Yeah, the art was really good though. Yeah, there was the, you see my mouse. The poster right there, that was the, Something Witty poster, the Sword Art Online people. And there was the Gortash pillow. And they had these really cool, yeah, the Magical Girl shirt. I really liked that. I got the Magical Girl shirt. I found like 1 or 2 people that did art commissions, so I grabbed one of those. Somebody was selling the Final Fantasy 14 like art books. And so I was like, should I grab one of those? And against my better judgment, I did. No regrets. I love art. And yeah, it was really neat. They had these really cute like stamp rallies. That probably was partially what got me. So I picked up like little stamp cards for Genshin and for Dungeon Meshi. And like I went to around to each of the tables and bought like something from each table. And just so I could get these little cards at the end. I don't know if I can make this bigger. But yeah, I can make it bigger. Yeah, so there's little stamp rally cards. I love this little Senshi sticker. It's pretty great. And then there's this thing I got for these little cards I got for the Genshin one. And yeah, I got like a little Link click keychain. I got lots of P3 merch. I got lots of Genshin merch. I got some Mint merch. Yeah, and they're the escape room cards. They were really cute. I wish I could show both sides of them. My my husband got a Miko one, so we do have both of them. They're so cute. I really like them. Oh, also I got this apron. As you know, I don't cook, but if I ever did, I was like, I feel like I need an apron for the day I do cook like I do bake something, because I feel like this looks like my cat. And you know what? It like, the prophecy turned out to be true, because I was arranging all of this to like take a picture of it, and my cat walked in. Yeah, my cat walked in, and he like got onto like the apron, and then he started like trying to make biscuits on the apron, and I'm like, you understood the assignment, but also get off of here with your claws. Get off of here, I just bought this apron. It was like the perfect moment. I don't even know, like, what are the odds, man? What are the odds? Also, apparently they had in the artist alley, they had a book for like D&D supplements for Final Fantasy 14, like so kind of making them as subclasses. I went to like a couple of streaming panels related for the Dungeons and Dragons stuff. I'd really like to like host, maybe not like I don't know if I could DM a campaign, but just like a couple of one-shots. It'd be cool to do a one-shot with people. Oh, also they had Final Fantasy 14 calendar stands, and that was so cute. I've never seen that before, so I had to grab it. There was a blanket. But yeah, it went wild. Let me go back. Yeah. So we did that, and then we went to the yeah, we went to the artist alley. We went to the dealer's room. I bought way too many things. And then I went to the to Zane's, who was just here. I went to Zane's Final Fantasy 14 like questionnaire panel, and I was like, "Oh my god, I'm in my element!" Like, Audra and I were like, "Dude, we have to go to that." Like, there's one Final Fantasy 14 panel, and it's gotta happen. And like, Audra didn't know anything about anybody at the convention, but afterwards he's like, "Zane's really cool." I get the vibe. Yeah, so we went there, and then we were both like nerding out, and we're like, okay, we know the questions, we know the answers. And it was a lot of fun. I said earlier, that was the first panel I have ever actually, the first one that I've actively participated as like a member of the game show. And it was the first one I've ever won too, so yay! It was a lot of fun. Yeah, it was right there. And yeah, we did that, and that was like, that's a good memory. And then, oh yeah, we didn't do that. I would have liked to do that, but I didn't quite get to test out the board game. I wanted to do more of the arcade. There's like so many things, extra things I wish I could have done. I wish I could like clone myself, you know? And just go to the arcade and go to like 3 panels at once. Take some pictures of cosplayers. I think that's what I missed out on this year. I didn't take a lot of cosplay like pictures. I took exactly one picture of cosplayers, and that was because I was getting on the elevator to get down from my hotel room, and the elevator doors open, and there's like Lady Athena from like the Endwalker, like Final Fantasy 14 Endwalker raids, just standing there in the back of the elevator. And there's a Loporrit there saying like, "Please make some space between you and Athena. Do not touch her wings." And I was like, "Oh, Lady Athena? Hold on." And I was like, "I'll block too. Nobody's touching Lady Athena's wings." So like, we like, people tried to get in the elevator, and we did let people, like, first we did let people in, but we were just like kind of body blocking Athena so her wings, like her cosplay wings, didn't get screwed up. And then she had to get, once we finally hit the first floor, she had to, like, the poor girl had to get out of the elevator, and she was like shuffling so carefully. The poor Loporrit helper was like trying to make all the space. Yeah, a clone would be handy. Like, the poor Loperate helper was trying to make, like, as much space possible for this Athena to get by, but her cosplay was, like, so good. And yeah, I took a picture. Like, when she finally got out into the hotel lobby, I took a picture. But I just didn't, like, of course, you wanted to wait till, like, the crowd was cleared from the elevator, so I got a picture of the Athena, and I got a picture of the Loperate, too. I don't think I'll share that necessarily. That one I might share privately. Maybe on, like, the Discord or something? I don't know. Or not. I don't know. I don't want to really, like, mess with people's privacy, you know? I don't know. I don't know how people feel about, like, their cosplay pictures being posted online. I know I felt a little bit weird about it when I used to do cosplay. But then again, I also had a lot of weird stuff happen when I did cosplay, you know? Like, the weird, creepy guy that did, like, the Princess Carrie for my very first ever picture, and I didn't even know that was, like, not a normal thing to happen. Yeah, thank you so much for making sure he didn't get a picture of my underwear, because that's what he was doing at conventions, as we learned later. That was not a good first impression of, like, experience for cosplay. Oh god, coughing. But yeah. So, yeah, that like, there were still lots of good cosplays, though. Like, I wish I had gotten more. There were... Oh, hi, Tiff. How's it going? How are you doing tonight? You're good? Oh, good. Yeah. We're just talking about AnimeFest and, like, the 4 days of chaos I just went through. It was good chaos. It was very good chaos. So yeah, we did the Final Fantasy XIV panel. I would have liked to do Drawing 101 with Emily Belcher. That's always a fun panel. I know it's the same panel every time, but she's funny every time, so you know. Yeah, I went to the male VTuber panel. Which was, I believe, that was with Mika and Kaio and Kite. I believe they were talking kind of about the, like, kind of differences, like, struggles that they encounter as, like, male VTubers. I was kind of on the fence about attending because I feel like, I mean, I use like a male character, but I'm more like in the like any range. But I still felt like, I don't know, it was worth attending anyway, because I feel like even if you don't, like, even if you don't even VTube, like, it's just good information to have, you know? It's interesting. It's good to know stuff, and really some of it did apply to me too, so yay. So we did that, and that was good. And then, yeah, then I attended the first half of the D&D campaign panel. I really wish I could have attended the whole thing. But I think it clashed, like, part of it clashed with another panel. Audra attended the whole thing. He had, like, a question he really wanted to ask, something witty, but I think they kind of got a little too much into the technicals of, like, equipment stuff, which is good. Like, that's definitely, like, good information. He just didn't quite get to ask his question because he's very timid, so then he was like, damn, the panel ended before I got to ask. But yeah, like, the first half of it was really good, though. I didn't even know they had their own D&D group. And I know what they talked about was, like, kind of, what after I left was all, like, useful information about, like, the cost difference between if you're going to, like, stream your campaign online, where it's a lot cheaper, or, like, stream it in person where the cost kind of skyrockets, because then you have to have, like, proper, like, cardioid microphones that only capture... They can't capture anybody else's voice in the room. It has to only capture one person. So you have to have really nice mics. And then it kind of interferes with the flow a little bit. It was all stuff that I wouldn't have thought of, you know? Because, like, I've never thought of streaming a live campaign at an actual table. I mean, I wouldn't even show my face, honestly. But yeah. I would have liked to hear the entire thing. I wonder if they have it somewhere, and maybe like Audra can like, I don't know if he wants me to like tweet them at them their question, or just maybe they use their business email. I'm gonna see if I can push him to use the business email to ask the question that he wanted to ask. So so we did that. Oh yeah, and then I went to the virtual friendships panel, which was just kind of a lot of information on the on like positive connections and negative connections, and like I could that rings true as well. Like I definitely have caught some of that online, so yeah. So we did that. Multitasking. I need that. Who knows how to multitask? Oh, you got the notes? I should have like brought like a laptop or something, or like my iPad, and just like start taking notes. Because I did go to quite a few informational panels too. I didn't go there. Where did I go? Oh yeah! I went to the Caleb Hiles concert. I've been to like I don't know if you remember, Grayson, but like, do you remember going to any like the Caleb Hiles concert, or was that like one of the years like did you do those the years that you weren't around at AnimeFest? Because like I think we went together for like one of them. But yeah, he's that YouTuber who does like the who does the voice like he does a lot of song covers. A lot like mostly of like cartoons and Disney songs, but some of some anime too. Yeah. Remember, he's like the nicest dude. The first year that like he ever came to AnimeFest, like I was wearing like that was like when I was in my like my K-pop phase, you know, and I was wearing a hoodie, and he asked me all about like he would ask me all about my hoodie and about K-pop. He was so nice, dude. But yeah, he threw a concert, and that was like a nice, like that was nice to like just take an hour and just like kind of enjoy some music and buy a little. I wish I could have done his autograph too. But yeah, so we went and we did that, and that was fun. And then we went to, yeah, then we went to the convention Horror Stories with Emily Belcher, and that I knew if this was going to be the first and the last Anime Fest that Audra ever went to, he needed to go to an Emily Belcher, at least one Emily Belcher panel. And like the convention Horror Stories ones are always freaking hilarious. I know I can't go at length about that because I know what she always has said in there is like what happens, like what is told in this room stays in this room. But like it is freaking hilarious and always worth going to that. And so it was nice to like take him to like kind of the ritual of going to this panel, because it's hilarious every single time. It's really nice to like have like an industry person who's been in like on the con gig for like, you know, a few decades, and just see like all like the shit they've gone through, because it's a lot of shit, you know? And then I went for a little bit to the karaoke roulette. I think I walked into the room. I'm gonna put it there. I walked in the middle of this because it clashed a little bit with that panel. And you can see how I went to so many panels now that I couldn't attend all of them. I attended as many of like the full length of them as I can, but there were just some that clashed, and I'm like, God, I wish I could stay for all of them. But yeah, I came to like the latter half of this panel, and hey Umbra, how's it going? When I walked through the door to the karaoke roulette. Oh, also, how are you doing, Umbra? When I walked through the door to the karaoke roulette, somebody was singing a song, but they were singing it like Boba, Bulbasaur, Bulbasaur, Bulbasaur. Like they were singing like a real song, but just in Bulbasaur. And I fucking died. Like, oh no, you're crafting. And yeah, like that really that really started that off well. Yeah, I wish I need to catch up on my crafting before Savage, but I don't. I think Audra says he has extra materials. I've gathered as many materials as I can, but I don't think I'm gonna finish everything before Savage releases. So we'll see. There was not a Jigglypuff version. What the karaoke roulette ended up being, because I wasn't there to hear the instructions, was that basically people picked their karaoke songs. I kind of wish there was a regular karaoke. But there wasn't. But with this version of it, it was like a kind of a jokey karaoke. Jokey karaoke. Okay. An entire FC sub, that's a lot. Audra was doing that and it took him like ages, like months. I don't envy that. But yeah, what they were doing was they were picking songs they wanted to sing, and then they would go up to the front of the room when it was their turn, and they would spin a wheel, and that wheel, whatever it landed on, that was how you had to sing the song. And so I bet you somebody spun that wheel and landed on freaking Bulbasaur. Yeah, karaoke jokey yoki. Bring it back, Darian, bring it back. Tell Darian to bring it back. I'm dying. Maybe after Savage, you know? So they did the karaoke, like, we did the, I went to the karaoke, and honestly, Audra died at this point. Like, he came in briefly. I think he missed Bulbasaur, but he came in very briefly, like, in the middle of them, like, having a couple of technical difficulties, and then he's like, I'm gonna go lay down. And then he left, and then somebody came up and spun the wheel, and then proceeded to sing Every Time We Touch in the voice of Toad, and I fucking lost it. It was, like, the best freaking Toad impression. That was a good time. And then also somebody sang Peaches in like a cowboy accent, like Peaches, 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 Peaches. And it was all really good, except I did get kind of creeped on at the end by some random guy next to me. But that's okay. I pulled a gamer move and waited until he was talking to his friend next to him, and then I just snuck away at the very end of the panel. It's like, I gotta get out of here. When somebody comes up to you, I feel like when somebody comes up to you and you're like, and they're like, by the way, I'm blank, and then I'm like, I'm Lumi, and he's like, that's a cute name, and I'm like, I gotta go. Yeah, I did. I used hide, and I went up to the elevators, and then I went to bed. It was like, he can't find me in my hotel room. He didn't see me leave. I made sure of it. I made sure I wasn't followed. Yeah, and then I would have liked to go to this, but yeah, I was busy hiding from the creepy guy. So I would have liked to. Something Woody is doing a special project, and I don't know what it is. And when I went to go get their autographs the next morning, there was a guy in front of me that's like, you know, the secret project, but don't say it in front of this person. They haven't been to the panel. And I'm like, you bastard. I wanted to know. You know, you can't spare just like a couple whispers, you know? Let me in on it. Yeah, also, there were a lot of people at the All Yaoi Considered panel. That was a very healthy line. I saw that was wrapping into the hotel lobby, and I was like, what's going on here? And they're like, oh, it's the Yaoi panel. And I was like, damn, you guys. It should have been me. I understand, Grayson. Like, if you were there, I would have gone with you. Like, I'm always there. I'm always happy to go with you to panels. I feel like a little bit bad because anime isn't really super up Audra's scene. It was a hell of a panel from what I understand. So, anime isn't really Audra's scene. So he kind of just like, he's like, I'm just happy to follow you around to whatever panels you want to go to, and like maybe there's like 1 or 2 panels here that I'm interested in. So, but he said he had a good time. He said he understood why I loved AnimeFest by the end of it. So I consider that a success. Yeah. So then we went down to I am gonna like die. Sorry, I've just been talking a lot. I'm okay though. Yeah, I went to bed because I wanted to avoid creepy guy. Um, and then the next morning, we went to go pick up the escape room tickets and the autograph tickets. And when we went, it was really kind of a little bit unfortunate, but it was like honestly, it made sense later on, in the night, because in the morning we went to go pick up the tickets to the escape room because you had to. There were 5 escape rooms, and you had to do. There was one on Friday, and then there were 2 on. Sorry, there was one on Thursday. I keep thinking in terms of Friday through Monday, like it used to be. There was one on Thursday, and then there were 2. Oh, it used to be. Hey, Audra. Oh, thank you for the follow, Driven. I appreciate it. Thank you. For the record, it used to be my scene, and then I stopped watching anime back in like the 2010-ish era. Yeah. So it's like kind of like a little bit like, I think, Audrey, your predicament is kind of like mine to an extent, except I stopped watching as much anime around like the 2010s. Like early 2010s. And now I still watch like 2 to 3 series a year. But I think like that's about all I can fit into my schedule with the amount of online games I play and like other games. So, but yeah. So the next morning we went to go pick up the tickets, and we were waiting. We got in line and like, to go get the autograph tickets and the escape room tickets. And as we were waiting, one of the people named that anime. Yeah, I talked about that earlier, Audra. Like the one Gundam Wing song that was in the hard, and you're like, what do you mean nobody knows this? This is from the 1990s. Yeah, they had an easy mode, a medium mode, and a hard mode Umbra, and like for the easy mode, I got like the first 10 songs within like about 3 to 5 seconds of the song starting, and like a lot of people also did, like, but I was like, damn, I could do this one. And then the medium section started, and I didn't attend that one. Yeah. And then I was like, well, I didn't like raise my hand to join that one as a participant, and I was like, I kind of was grateful I didn't, because that one became hell. And then it was a lot of, I mean, I knew some of them, but a lot of it was like obscure newer anime, and I was like, ah. But yeah, so going back, we went to go get escape room tickets, and as we were waiting in line, one of the volunteers came out and said, all the escape room tickets are gone, and half of the line left. And I was... Old anime classifies as hard mode. It was, to be fair, it was old, and it was obscure anime, I think. I wouldn't know fully because I didn't stay for the entire hard mode, but I think that was what it was. Anything pre-2000 or like obscure 2000s onward. Which there might have been a few. Dude, if they played the Rental Magica opening, I would have had that instantly. I know! Gundam shouldn't be considered obscure. Yeah, Night Tib, I hope you have some good rest. Yeah, I did have a lot of fun. Sorry, I think I'm nearly done with this. Gundam being obscure. We really are. I can feel the wrinkles. But yeah, yeah, like somebody said, like, all the escape room tickets are all gone, and like half the line left. And we were like at the back of the line because we were slightly late because we went to go get coffee and breakfast. And then we went to line up, and I was like, oh, this line's full. And so we're like, okay, well, we still want autograph tickets, so we'll get those. And so I got autograph tickets for, like, the session with Aaron Dismuke and Greg Ayers, and, like, Kiwa Walker and Corin Sudberg, and, well, I don't really know 3 of them, but I do know Greg Ayers and Aaron Dismuke because early 2000s anime, dubbing, back when I used to watch more dubs. And Something Witty, I thought they had cards, but they didn't. Oh, and when I went to go pick up my autograph my autograph thing, so apparently they gave the wrong information because there were still plenty of escape room tickets. So all those poor people who left the line could have got escape room tickets. And whatever volunteer, there was probably some confusion. Whatever volunteer told them that the escape rooms were full, it was not true. There were so many tickets available. I felt very bad. I was like, oh no, they got the wrong information, but I mean, I get to go. I'm glad I get to go to the escape room because I was very disappointed that I wouldn't get a ticket. But like, all those poor people who were waiting longer than I was and did like, just got unfortunately the wrong information and didn't get the escape room. I know! It's just unfortunate. But yeah, so I got the escape room ticket. I got the session with Aaron Dismuke and Greg Ayers. And I went to... And then something witty, I thought they said they were out of autograph tickets for them, but you didn't need one. I think Audra was right in hearing that they didn't need one for them. So I went... This is 3 a.m. Yeah, I got the escape room tickets. And then what did I do? What did I do? I have to remember everything that I did. That was at 9:30, I think, that they handed those out. Yeah, there it was. It was 9 a.m. That was early. I got up early every day. I don't know I don't know how I did it, honestly. I never get up early. Oh, we went to the car show, by the way. Yeah, food was in there. I made sure... I said earlier, I made sure to, like, stock up. Like, normally I'm used to going to AnimeFest with, like, 5 people. I stocked up enough food for, like, 5 people. And I was like... And then we got to AnimeFest, and we put everything in there, like, in, like, this cubby hole and in the fridge. And I was like, oh, yeah, it's only me and Audra. Well, at least we're well fed. But we did grab breakfast and coffee. Like... I think we eventually had, like, a meal, like, around, like, a meal that was not stuff that I had brought in, like, at least for breakfast or lunch every day. And then we had dinner every day, too, so... We did fit that in. I guess, I know we did more than this. We did go to the car... We did go look at the cars. They had, like, a car show down the stairs. I didn't go during the actual car show itself, but I went earlier on. They had, like... They only had, like, 4 cars then, but they were neat. And I got a gift for somebody. I'm not gonna mention anymore. Yeah, what did I do? What did I do? Yeah, I went to the autograph session there with Aaron Dismuke and Greg Ayers, and I got signed stuff from them. That was when I talked to the other guy who had kind of been to more anime conventions recently. And he was the one who told me... kind of, like, what was going on with AnimeFest and, like, the fact that it was, like, possibly, like, the funding issues thing. And that the, the kind of, like, the person who originally, like, was kind of in charge of it was, I think he was retiring. Yeah. But that dude was prepared. Like, Aaron Dismuke is the, original English voice of, Alphonse Elric. This dude... came in with, like, 3 Alphonse Elric figurines. Like, 3 of them in like, the boxes. And, like, what was kind of neat about it is that those boxes were, like, covered in signatures. That guy had said he had been taking those same boxes for, like, the past 15 years to different conventions and gradually getting it signed, like, the boxes signed by all of the voice actors from like, the English dub. And even, like, the Japanese. And so it's just really neat. I was like, oh, God, I never thought about that. But I guess I just don't go to enough conventions to, like, be able to do that. But it is really, like, that's such a cool idea. So, like, his Alphonse figurine had, like, Edward Elric's signature. I know that one's a little bit, like, controversial now. But, like he had Edward Elric's signature. He had Winry's. He had, like, I think he had... Roy Mustangs, yeah, and he got Aaron Dismuke's, and I think Aaron Dismuke was one of the last people he needed, signature-wise, on his Alphonse Elric figurine, which was Aaron Dismuke, so... Yeah, it was a lot of signatures, like, he also had, like, Dragon Ball ones, so, like, he had one for, like, he managed to get Sean Schimmel's, like, Goku's voice actor to sign it, and apparently that guy's really hard to catch. So... That was, yeah, that, one of his photos, he was like, yeah, that last one I need, this is the last one I need for this one, I've been working on this for 15 years. Yeah, that was the Alphonse one. I think Aaron Dismuke was the last voice actor he needed for his original Full Metal Alchemist signatures to be done. But yeah, he was fun. He was kind of fun to talk to because he'd been... Sean is everywhere. Sean is everywhere, but nowhere because he doesn't go to a lot of conventions from what I hear. Well, from what I have been told by that guy. I don't know. But yeah, so he went to... Yeah, that was cool because I learned a lot more about what was going on with AnimeFest because I was kind of a little bit in the dark. I might still be in the dark. It might not be true, but like, yeah, he knew the assistant that worked at Funimation. So like, yeah, I think that guy must have been his friend because he said that like that guy got hired to be like at Funimation, and then he said hi to him, and the guy fully recognized him, and I was like, damn, this guy's been around. Yeah, that was neat because it was cool to get to talk to somebody who was that into it and had also been like kind of con going for like a long time, you know? Yeah. Yeah. He is most certainly probably right and a lot more correct than I am. So yeah, we did that. I wanted to go to the Genshin Impact concert, but I think we got food at that point, so I didn't go to that. I think we took like a small walk to the arcade, but it was a little bit too crowded to like do. Yeah, he's probably like 45. That's okay. Nothing wrong with that. Honestly, it's just cool to see anime fans of like all ages, you know? So we went and we didn't go to the Genshin Impact concert. Was there a reason why we didn't aside from food? Oh, you know what? Yeah, we walked around briefly for the arcade, but it was really busy. So then we went to the ADR writing panel with Aaron Dismuke and James Cheek, and that was really cool because I have a solid interest in like, I mean, they were showing scripts like the before and after of translation. And I do have a little bit of experience with that, like unofficial experience with that. Yeah, that was a really good panel. Like kind of showing like, here's the original translation, like rough translation, and here's how we're going to fit it onto like these characters' lips in English while still conveying the original meaning, you know? Which is sometimes really hard to do, the more like detailed animation is. And like, it was interesting because even like some of the stuff that I like kind of, not the stuff that I like because I like all of it, honestly. It was kind of fun seeing like the way that like their finished script, how do we fake English translations without changing math flaps? Yeah. Yeah. So I mean the goal is to always to show provide the same intent, the emotional intent. If you just do a one-to-one translation, you won't catch the essence of what they're saying. You only catch like the literal. And there's a lot of nuance that would be missing otherwise. I've seen like a few posts on Twitter about this exact thing, and a lot of people are like, it's not true to the translation. All she said was like I know there was like one example, which was kind of silly. There was like a tweet I saw on Twitter. Oh yeah. Which was for, like, The World Ends With You, Neo The World Ends With You, which is, like, a game I absolutely love. And one of the characters in it, Shoko, is known for being, like, she's rude, you know? She is rude. But yeah, one of the things that she says, I think, in the original Japanese is sayonara, like, it was, sayonara... Jane, goodbye. Which that guy, like some guy on Twitter basically wanted to just say that should just be like goodbye, ciao, or something like that. And it's like, that doesn't convey how rude that is in Japanese. Yes, the point of that entire thing was that she was saying, like, and you can't catch this by doing a literal translation. If I remember from that, the issue with trying to translate that literally is that you're not catching the informal speech at all. she does, and like Jeanne, followed by a goodbye comes off very flippantly. It's very informal, and then even then on top of that to say sayonara, that's final. That's like see you in the grave, motherfucker. That's basically what she's saying to them. And so the way that the English translated that was not goodbye. It was like, God, what was it like? Later, losers. Which is like, it wasn't like, basically it was just very rude. And if you just said goodbye, you're not gonna catch the fact that she's kind of being rude as hell to you. And yeah, it was really neat because getting to see that in the form of like a professional panel and explaining like why literal translations don't always work is kind of gratifying, because that's kind of how I felt as well. And having worked on it a little bit informally as well, with like kind of seeing how that works with manga. Yeah, I 100% agree. You can't just do a literal translation. You have to capture the essence of what they're saying, you know? It's all like, it's more of an art than it is a science. And I think people want to liken it to a science, and it's not, you know? So that was actually like a really interesting panel. I loved that panel. Would recommend. Oh yeah, I wanted to do this. I don't think we got to that. Oh, okay, let me read this. Their example was when someone in Attack on Titan, where the character in Japanese before getting killed says, "Wait," and they dubbed, "I don't want to die," because that matched the lip flaps. But that ended up making fans rant that they butchered the character because they ended up being suicidal, and that wasn't told to the dubbers. Yes, that was one. Oh no, the cat's been dinging again. That is one pitfall that can possibly happen, and that's a problem too when you're doing like translations for manga too. But yeah, like issues where like you are trying to translate what the another language is saying, and you may understand the intent to be one way, and then it turns out that the intent was chotto mate. Yeah, mate is wait. I don't remember exactly what the full line was, but yeah, it had a lot of lip flaps, so they tried to fit that like the number of syllables in English to the number of lip flaps in Japanese, and it ended up kind of screwing over the dubs slightly, because the character that they said "I don't want to die" turned out to be a suicidal maniac later on, and how could you know that, you know? Like I said before, I've definitely encountered that with like a couple of things that I've worked that I've worked on too, or like I think some things that I think other official translations, I think it happens a lot with characters that are admitted, like this is like one example, characters that are gender ambiguous, and like, I mean, in Japanese you don't have to necessarily say the gender, you know? You can get away with it. You can find a way around it. But it's really hard in English because of he and she and her and whatever. And so a lot of times, I think, particularly in like the early thousands, people would just pick one, and then sometimes they would be wrong. Sometimes they would be very wrong. I remember that happening a couple times. And then there would always be questions. I remember then you could Google like, whoa, is this character a boy or a girl? And then like people would have debates about it later, even though it was like established in Japanese, like, you know, everybody knows in Japanese, but in English there's just this confusion because of translation error. Because they didn't know, because they were doing a translation, you know, not the original source material. Yeah, from Fruits Basket. Yeah, for sure. Then I did... Yeah, that was a great panel, honestly. Yeah, then we did the autographs with something witty. Your BL turned hetero? Damn it! Where did the BL go? Yeah, we did the autographs as something witty, as I said earlier. And I was at the front of the line, so like when I said earlier, like Ghost Story is the one with the infamous dub, but it's not infamous for being ambiguous. It's infamous because basically, yeah, the Ghost Story dub. It's one of those that's kind of like, I feel like you have to go into that dub with kind of the understanding that the humor is of its time. There is definitely some offensive humor in that. But yeah, so yeah, the Ghost Story dub is funny specifically because I think the Japanese it flopped. That anime flopped in Japan, and oh yeah, you've seen it, yeah. It is Ghost Story though. It flopped in Japan, and then the Japanese people, whenever they do return the contract with Funimation, it's not because you're no, I'm not gonna say that on stream. That joke aged so poorly. You have to understand it's of its time. I'm not saying that on stream. But I know exactly what you're talking about. So sorry. Yeah, I think Funimation, like that script was just given to Funimation, and they said, do that whatever the hell you want with that, so long as the names and the overall plot stayed intact. And then yeah, that they sure did. They sure did. And then I think it actually got, like, I don't know if this is 100% true, but I read about this, so, like, I don't know. Maybe the internet's telling me something true, maybe it's not. But if I remember, it ended up being, sorry. It ended up being popular enough that they re-released the series in English in Japan with Japanese subtitles of the English dub. And that actually kind of became cult popular in Japan. It's kind of a reverse Uno, you know? But yeah, I lined up really early for the Something Witty autographs, and we were like, I think maybe probably like the 5th people in line. So I went and I got the autographs, and like I said earlier when I had this picture, I got how the heck did they manage that? I have no idea, man. Yeah, they had like 3 Gortash pillows. I grabbed one of them, one of the 3. The back of my Gortash pillow also has Something Witty's signatures on them. I'm very proud of this. So, yeah, and then after that was in the autograph room here. After that, I wanted to go to, like, the mint panel with Ayami. Yeah, all 6 of them on the pillow. They had to sign that very carefully. That thing was hard to write on. Yeah, I wanted to go here, too, to the Ayami panel with mint. So I ran all the way up from the autographs to the panel 2 room where they were having a lot of the VTuber panels. And I did that, and that was hilarious because they were trying to... Ayami is an artist. Yeah, I think I did say it earlier, but yeah, the Something Witty people are the Sword Art Online abridged people. For those who know Sword Art Online but may not know what they're called. Let me adjust myself in my chair real quick because my leg's asleep. I'm gonna mute. I've just died. Yeah. So I went to this panel here with Mint and Ayami, and Ayami is a Japanese VTuber who, like, she has some English under her belt, but not a lot. And so what they did in that panel, basically, it was very cute. They were just hanging out, but they also, they were trying to teach Ayami English words. And some of them, it was funny. Some of them she could say, and some of them she could not say at all. Like, McDonald's was hard. I would understand that being hard. They said my favorite, yeah, that was really fun. They said my favorite word. My favorite Japanese word that I've learned semi-recently is the word for French fry, which is fried potato. And I love that word so much. And so I think a lot of other people learned that word today and how fun that word is. Well, not today, on a Saturday, and how fun that word is. That was a really funny panel. I think they live streamed that one too. So that's on the AnimeFest. A lot of the VTuber panels, which is nice, a lot of the VTuber panels are on the AnimeFest Twitch. So if you ever want to see the Twitch VODs for that, they're up. I think it's just AnimeFest Dallas is the name of the Twitch channel. Yeah, so we did that. Then what did we do after that? This was Saturday night. Oh yeah, we went to Surviving the Zombie Apocalypse with Aaron Dismuke. That was chill. I mean, knows more English than she lets on, we learned. We'll leave it at that. Yep, she knows some English. Some. It was really cute. Yeah, we went to the Surviving the Zombie Apocalypse with Aaron Dismuke, and that was like a nice kind of chill time from there. Like, it's basically just a whole bunch of nerds talking about surviving the zombie, like, it is what it is, talking about surviving the zombie apocalypse, so. And, that was fun. And it was kind of convenient, because that was not too far away. Oh, actually, no, I think we left, did we leave and then we came back later? Audrey, do you remember? Did we go anywhere after we did the Aaron Dismuke one? Yeah, it was a funny panel. Because like they went through a lot of things, like, yeah, step 1, board the windows. It went into like the fully details. Yeah, Alphonse explains how to survive zombies. Yeah, they went into a lot of details. I think one of the questions, which was kind of funny, was like what was more interesting, was like, in an apocalypse, how far would you travel for the promise of safety? You know, because at any point, if you're traveling, you know, you're exposing yourself to possibly, you know, getting swarmed by zombies. But if there's like a bunker, you know, like a safe bunker, about like maybe 1,000 miles away, you know, several states over, or like how far would you go before you deemed that not worth the trip, or not worth the risk? Which had a whole bunch of varying answers. Some people were like, how do you know it's safe anymore? How do you know that somebody didn't take over the bunker? Or like somebody really annoying isn't in there? I'm gonna take my chances. 1,000 miles wouldn't be worth it. Understandable. That's like, it was a solid discussion, honestly. People have different takes on how to survive the zombie apocalypse. I've never had a full discussion on that, but people sure have their takes on it. You know what's a good take? Spears. I say this as a Dragoon main. Spears are pretty great. The short version plan of his was camp on his roof for 2 weeks, get to a boat, and survive. Yeah, and then somebody said, was like, well, what if the zombies could swim? So they're like, what about the zombies? Are you assuming they can't swim? And he's like, yeah, they can't swim. And they're like, and then she's like, well, what if they could? You know? And he's like, he didn't really have much of an answer for that. He's like, I guess I'd die. Guess I'd die. But yeah, we did that. And then what did we do? Oh, if he's close quarters? Shotgun. Shotgun. I think that was his answer. He wants a shotgun so he could just handle that situation. Yeah. A shotgun and a spear. Yeah, then we had to choose between Origami Made Easy and the My Hero Abridged, like, Academia panel. Like, that was when we went to the Something Witty's other panel, and we saw, like, what they showed the 4th episode of their of that Abridged series, which hasn't been released yet. And it was a spear gun. No. There was a problem with the spear gun. You can't, like, the problem with, like, a spear gun with, like, a harpoon is that at some point the harpoon has to come back, and you don't want a zombie on it. Oh, hi, Timberin. How's it going? You chillin'? Yeah, The Girl Who Leapt Through Time. That's a good movie. Do I have that on DVD? I don't know if I do, but it is a great movie. I haven't seen that in years. But yeah, I'm glad they still have the video rooms. I didn't go in them, but it's always nice to go there if you really need to, like, chill, you know? Hey, look, I reeled in a big one. Oh yeah, it's a zombie. Guess I'll die. But yeah, we went to the My Hero Academia bridge panel, and I like I said, I think I said earlier before. Oh? I don't know. Yeah. We went to the My Hero Academia panel, and we were chilling in that. I don't watch My Hero Academia, but like it was like they showed episode 4, which they had never shown before. And honestly, it was hilarious, and it means now that I need to go back and actually, you know, watch My Hero. Not My Hero specifically, because I don't think I have time to watch all of that show, but like, I need to watch the abridged series. It's only 3 episodes long, and they're going to release the 4th episode soon. The Forced. Oh dear God. Yeah, they're going to release that soon, so we watched that, and we attended like the first half of the panel, but then, it clashed with another panel. Maybe a rumor. Yeah, dude. Maybe I should make that like the first like watch party in my Discord. Just like one for like Sword Art Online abridged, or like, well, I guess yeah, My Hero abridged. One of them, you know. We need to watch some abridged series. I think that'd be a good time. Maybe I'll ping about that when we're not like swamped with like Savage and stuff. Yeah, dude, Dragon Ball abridged was really good. That was it was interesting because they did a one last Q&A thing for something witty, and that was one of the things that they mentioned. They like one of the questions was, dude, what like outside of what you've worked on, what is your favorite abridged series? And yeah, of course, one of them did say, I got a new phone now. Hey, let's go, Umbra! One of them was Dragon Ball, so, which is good. Like, I mean, Dragon Ball is very quotable. I can understand that. I mean, the amount of times that I will literally just sit there and go, mahogany, you know? It's the good stuff. And also the why are you still here? But yeah, we did that. And then we had to leave a little bit early because there was the escape room. Yeah. You always quote Nappa. Yeah, so we did the escape room. I haven't watched Dragon Ball Abridged since I was in high school, I don't think. It's been ages. I'm glad I can still remember some of the quotes at least, because it's been so long. But yeah, we did the escape room, which was hosted by... Oh, hold on, let me read this. Someone from the audience asked the Something Witty panel, have you ever considered making an abridged series of Bridgerton and called it a Bridgerton, and they lost their minds? I wouldn't be surprised if they actually do it. Yes! Nappa is hilarious. Dude, Audra, I am like half convinced a Bridgerton was what the secret project was that we missed from what that one panel we didn't attend. If it's not a Bridgerton, I don't know. I'll eat my sock, I guess. I don't know. I'm not gonna eat my sock. Yeah, we did the escape room, which was hosted by Mika and Zane, and you need at least 4 people on your team, and Audra and I hadn't met the 2 people that we were with, but they were really nice. They were both volunteers for AnimeFest. And they had kind of finished... Yeah, I haven't watched Bridgerton, but I think, Audra, you have, right? Yeah, so... Yeah. Yeah, those 2, there were 2 people who had Oh, you haven't watched it? No, not me! Nope! It's okay. You can watch dramas. Dramas are good. I got that emote. Hold on. I have that emote. I can doubt for you. There you go. Okay. But yeah. We got in line, and you needed at least 4 people on your team, and like we met 2 people like almost instantly. We just happened to be like next to them, like waiting in line to go into the escape room, and they needed they were just the 2 of them. They were friends, and they were volunteers as well. I think they were done volunteering. And they were really nice. Yeah, we formed like a little group, and then we did the escape room, and we got very stumped by a couple of the puzzles almost immediately. Oh, no, you haven't? Okay. Sometimes I'm not sure, Audra, you know? I don't know whether you're joking or not. But yeah, no, that's fair. But yeah, so we did, we got into a group there, and I think they had several puzzles, and yeah, no, I know you're not joking. We did several puzzles in there, and like, what was kind of interesting about the escape room, yeah, it was hard. Every escape room that I have ever done, I have managed to escape from, and that was the very first one that I have never escaped from. Hi, Finn, how are you? I send hearts your way too. So, yeah, that escape room was definitely difficult, but it was a lot of fun. Yeah, we took the instructions very literally. I did myself too. Like, I looked at the instructions and I'm like, yes. Yes, and Zane had a cursed stick figure model, and it made us laugh so much. Like, if I never escaped, I died. I'm actually dead now. I'm sorry, you're watching a ghost stream. It was very cursed. It was very brilliant. But yeah, so I know there were a couple puzzles, like, there was just like one where you had to look at pictures and then, find, what we found was that on the other side, you, had to see what was missing. I'm a Lumageist. That's me, I'm the Lumageist. I don't think I have anything that would suit this. I have anger. I don't think... I actually do. I did get a model update, but I actually need to go through and test it. But it's got a cool feature, and I wish I could use it right now. Damn, it would have been useful. You'll find out when I've gone through testing. But yeah, I have new model stuff soon. Haha! That's a random announcement in the middle of this. But yeah. I'll show that stuff soon. Yeah, so basically, we had like a couple of puzzles, and what was kind of interesting about that is that there were you had to do like little extra things. No, new threads. I wish it was new threads, but dude, that would be that would be like expensive. You know, it's expensive. That's probably like a year or two in the making. We'll see. Right now, I'm just waiting on getting my coat working again. My coat does work. Honestly, my coat does work, but if I show you why I haven't been wearing my coat, it's because with this model, which was still not my model being 100% done, but it was like good enough to debut. I did notice ever since I switched I built my new desk, and I moved where I do my VTubing phone at. I have a lot more range of movement. Like if I lean back, I'm leaning back, you can tell I'm leaning back. And if I lean forward, I'm definitely leaning forward. And I didn't used to have that like range of movement. Nor could you see my lift flaps very well. And once I finally got my jacket working, I noticed that when I lean forward, you can't see it right now. I'm leaning. Wonder if I go up here, and I lean, ignore that my, coat denies movement. Ignore my head being cut off. I'm like leaned back in my chair, but if I lean down, you're gonna see a little bit of my armpit sticking out of my jacket, and I'm like, oh no, the new movement made me so powerful that you can see my skin through the jacket. There you go. You can catch a little bit of my armpit through my coat. But yeah, that was getting fixed. I think it's just, it needs a little bit of bug testing, but that's fixed with the new model, so I'll be able to use my jacket soon without having that issue. It's just, it's that my pits are too powerful. But yeah, so I think what I was saying earlier was that escape room was interesting because there were like a couple of extra puzzles, that we had, there were like, basically every puzzle had like a secondary puzzle within it. That was like less of like a puzzle, but more like you need to do this while you're doing this, or you take a penalty. And I'm pretty sure I just spent the first 10 minutes of the game meowing, because that was what one of the puzzles said you had to do. You had to like look at all this art and like figure out what like what the puzzles were, like what was different on one side of the screen, which had it had the same gallery on it, but the gallery on one side was missing stuff and the gallery on the other side was not missing stuff. And if you had to, while you were looking at the art, you had to talk to each other. The only word you were allowed to say was meow. And so I was just frantically pointing at things going like, meow, 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 meow. And nobody could understand what I was trying to tell them. It was a tragedy. I think eventually one of the staff people took pity on me and said that I could walk away and meow and not have to meow. But I think the rest of the team kind of gave up on meowing at all. They just looked and they walked away and talked about it. And meanwhile, I was like committed to the bit. I was like, guys, meow, 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 meow. Meow as in like, ouch, meowch. That would be true. That's true. I'm picking up what you're putting down. So, yeah. Yeah, that was, I think the hardest part of the escape room was that for sure. The puzzles were hard, but it was like, it was hard because we were also sharing that space with a lot of escape room, like with we were sharing the escape room with a lot of escape rooms. We were sharing a lot of the escape room space with other people also in groups. And so it was kind of hard because for some of the puzzles, you had to wait your turn. And I am not very meowch. For some of the puzzles, you had to wait your turn because there was not, like, some of them were on, like, a table, and there was not a lot of room on that table, or there was room for, like, 2 people to be doing it. And so I am not a pushy person. I will let myself get pushed everywhere. I am not assertive enough to, like, make my way to the front of the table. But, yeah, we were all, like, I think we did not, I guess just to preface this, we did not escape. We died. But I think we had like 2 puzzles left. I think it was 2, and then I think there were like a final 2 up at the front, but we didn't quite get to that. We spent a lot of time, once we finally got the painting one out the way, we spent a lot of time kind of waiting for people to clear out before we could do one of them. And it took, I think, like most of the escape room to like finally have time to do that. Yeah, that was the one, like, I think the last one we had heard was the easiest, and we didn't get to that one because we spent so long waiting for, like, one of the other ones. That's okay. Like, at the end of the day, they were all, like, they were fun puzzles, and, like, we had a good time with it. And, like, it was nice to get to meet people at the convention. Like, meet more people and talk to more people. And it was a lot of fun. And afterwards, like, Mika and Zane stayed and let, like, I feel very bad because it was, like, we were taking up so much of their time, but we like stayed behind to get like a picture, like with like the group, and our group failure picture. And like Mika and Zane actually stayed behind and like let us take pictures like with them on their screen. It was very nice of them. So we have like a picture, like me and Audra and our two new escape room friends, like near the TV with them, like with Mika and Zane. And I was holding a plushie. It was very nice. And at the end, Zane realized that she was using her cursed stick figure model, so she had to pull out her real one. I don't have a picture of that. I got the cursed one, but the one of the volunteers got the uncursed one. But yeah, it was a ton of fun. And I think that was the last thing. Did I do anything else, or did I think, Audra, you went up to the room to take a rest after that. And hold on, let me... Oh, Zane being cursed stick figure? Yeah, if you want to post... can you post a link, or will it get will it get dead? Do you want to share it with me? Yeah, don't send me a picture of me. Eh? Oh, it's already linked? Okay. Did you DM it, or? Hmm. Yeah, no, links are not allowed to be posted in here. I guess just DM it to me, cause it's just because I don't want people to link to, like, bad sites and stuff. So, yeah. Blah, 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 blah. I think I stayed up for a tiny bit after, or did we just both go to bed after that? I don't remember. Yeah, I think we both went to bed, maybe. I thought about staying up, and I just didn't end up staying up, because I think I was just dead from all the walking around. But yeah, I woke up in the morning, and I went to the Anime Jeopardy panel, and it seemed like it was fun, except it was all, hold on, let me look. Yeah, let me open this up. This was, Zane's cursed stick figure. It was hilarious. But yeah, I think at that point I stayed, like, I got up early in the morning. Yeah. Mika, just escape, like, Mika's, avatar was, like, very detailed. Like, he was using his regular model, and Zane was using, like, was not using her regular model. She was using, like, a cursed stick figure model. Like, it was great. And it warped around a little bit. It was really funny. But yeah, the autograph, like, not the autograph. I went and I walked around a bit in the morning. I wanted to just get some, like, steps in, so I went to the dealer's room. Oh god, I'm getting cut off a little bit. Let me actually sit up. Yes, this right here is what we dealt with at the escape room. It was hilarious. We died. So, like, yeah, we did that. In the morning, I walked around the dealer's room and the artist Sally one last time, and then I went to I think first I went to the Anime Jeopardy, and then I walked around one last time, but I didn't stay for the entire Anime Jeopardy, not because it wasn't fun or anything, but because I thought it would be, like, Anime Jeopardy, and it was, like, My Hero Jeopardy. Which is, like, cool, but since I don't know My Hero, yes, the arms were just rotating everywhere, and, like, the ponytail was just swinging around. Yeah, since the anime, like, since it was just, like, it ended up being My Hero questions, I was like, I don't know any of these. I can't participate. But yeah, it was fun for the people who knew my hero, so. And yeah, I think after that, like I said, we walked around, and then we did the Q&A with Mint, and I asked Mint, like, a question about peace was never an option. Yeah. That literally is the peace was never an option model. Zane herself even said, like, hide away because she'll find you. Yeah. I went to the dealer's room. I walked around. I saw, like, Zane was in the dealer's room on the monitor. I thanked her for the awesome escape room thing with Mika, and just for coming to AnimeFest since it's the last one. And then I think we just then we went to the Sunday. Yeah, we went to the Mint questionnaire panel, and I got to ask Mint a question regarding karaoke and copyright. which amounted to, I think, what I wanted to ask, because she, you know, she's an experienced VTuber and she does a lot of karaoke streams, was like, dude, how do you get away with the copy strikes? And she's like, that's it, I don't. Sunglasses and everything. Demonetized. So, yep, that answers my question, so yeah. That was a fun panel, and yeah, that's it. I don't get away with it. I get demonetized. It's all within seconds of ending my stream. Yeah, so we did that, and then I really would have liked to stay for the VTuber, Are You Smarter Than a VTuber thing. That seemed like it was fun. Yeah, there's the Q&A. But I think we needed to get home because I needed to go have dinner with my family and my aunt and uncle. But they had the closing ceremony, and supposedly there's a stream up. Like, they streamed it, and it's going to be available on YouTube, but I feel like I need to watch it because it's just going over, like, the last 34 years of things that happened at AnimeFest. I think, just to sum it up, like, this, like, do I wish that I could have done this with friends? Of course. Like, I've been sharing this convention with friends for, like, since, 12 years. Well, 11 if you don't count the AnimeFest year. 11 years with friends. And I got to share the last year with my husband, which was nice. And it's been a lot of great memories, a lot of really cursed ones, all the times we went to, like, the fan fiction panels, all the times we went to the Emily Belcher panels and like walked around and did cosplays and just chilled in the fan fiction one. I talked about that earlier. Yeah, the amount of time that we spent, like, in the Skybridge and the Sheraton, just as cosplayers were taking pictures, as we would go to, like, the food court and, like, talk, like, chill around and make jokes. Hanging out in, like, the hotel rooms and, like, the artist Sally and going to the dealer's room. Kind of the jokes that we made from AnimeFest over the years. It's a lot of good memories, and I guess without, I'm struggling to find the words, but Kermit and Trevor Belmont. I'm really gonna miss it, you know? It was a great couple of years. It was a great decade, you know? I really hope more than anything that AnimeFest, even if it doesn't come back next year, yeah, it was mine too. Even if it doesn't come back next year, I don't know if it'll ever come back, but I hope it does one day, because it genuinely is just, like, one of, like, my best memories every year. Like, getting to go to AnimeFest every single year has always been such a highlight to me. And so it was a lot of fun, but it's also incredibly bittersweet, and it really kind of hit me a little bit hard on the way, like, on the car drive back, you know? So, yeah. I mean, cheers to, like, a great AnimeFest. It was so much fun, and I wish I got to share it. Like I said, I wish I got to share it with friends as well, and that's why I guess I'm talking. Partially one of the reasons why I'm talking about it afterwards, because maybe even if, like, some friends couldn't come, maybe they could they can hear what I did and, like, kind of get a taste of what it was like. I don't know, but it was a good time, and I'm very sad to see it go. So it's very bittersweet. I'm probably gonna watch the video with the closing ceremony whenever it comes up on YouTube. But I just appreciate all the guests that have come over the years, that, like, all these cool voice actors who I've gotten to meet, all these artists that, like, I bought so much artist merch from the artist Sally. And just these cool people who I see every year. Like, I saw the guy, that one thing I didn't talk about is that, this is just completely random, I had, like, the dumbest, like, most airhead moment in my life. Audra knows what I'm about to talk about. There's a lot of cosplayers. Huh? Maybe you don't know what I'm about to talk about. There's a lot of cosplayers that I saw in common every single year. Like, that I would see. Yes, Blathers. Why shouldn't I talk about it? Hold on. It does make me seem really dumb. I think I was just really tired by the time we got there. But yeah, that guy used to do... I want to out myself? What do you mean out myself? Out myself is really dumb? Because that was very dumb. What do you mean? Look, I'm here to talk about me doing dumb shit, okay? They're basically, for people like, there was this guy, who I recognized him because he had a podium and he was doing minigames. He, back in the past, he used to be a guy that did, if you ever played Wind Waker, it was like a minigame in Winnie Maker. In Mini Maker? Hello? It was a minigame in Wind Waker called Sploosh Kaboom. I think that was what it was called. But it was like Battleship. And every single time like you like hit a ship, it would be like kaboom! Like, and the guy would act in the game would actually like make the kaboom sound effect himself. And if you missed, he would be like sploosh. Yeah. And that guy every year for like almost the entire time that we were at AnimeFest would take his podium around with him and do like mini games with people like playing the Sploosh Kaboom game. This year, I don't know if he was doing it last year, he was cosplaying as Blathers from Animal Crossing, like the most recent Animal Crossing, and he was doing his like a museum thing instead with his podium, where he did several other mini games as well, but the only one I saw, like he said he rotated it every hour when I talked to him. He cosplayed and acted as Blathers the owl, like the museum owl. And one thing he did, he had 3 games, and one of them was a fossil digging game, and that was the one that I did. And I don't know what on earth was going on with me in that moment, but it was like he had like a board and you picked a card which had like they all had like printed pictures of like the Animal Crossing like grass and like fossil hole, like, you know, like the holes that you could dig and you might find like fossils in them. You had to pick them and you had to find a match. Like, so for example, if you had to find, if there was maybe like 3 bones, did I sploosh kaboom? I kind of, just very badly. So basically, the goal of it was to match a few fossils together, and basically make an entire match with the fossils. So you could find a fossil that was either kind of a single fossil, or you could find, if you match the cards, you could find a double fossil. Well, no, yeah. So you could find a like a single fossil, a double fossil, or like a triple fossil. So like one that had like 3 bits, like the T-Rex head, the T-Rex body, and the T-Rex tail. Or just like a small, like two headed, like a 2-piece fossil. But the point was, once you found a card... No! You can't just say that! I feel like I'm being bullied. I don't know what issue I was having in that moment, but it just didn't, like, it didn't click with me that I needed to memorize pick the tiles that I had already picked. And so I just, like, oh, if you got 2 pitfalls, you would just lose the game. I managed to get 1 pitfall, but that was later on. Yeah, I don't know why, it just didn't click with me. I picked like 3 cards and he's, yes, this is the Plesio tail. And puts it back down, and then I picked something else, and I thought he said like, yes, this is the T-Rex body. And I was like, oh, okay. And then, he found a fossil, like, I found a small fossil, and he's like, oh, yes, this is this fossil. And then I think I found, like, the plesio body, and he's like, this is the plesio body. I'm like, okay, cool, it's the plesio body. And I thought that was already, for some reason, I thought that was already on my counter. I'm like, cool, I found the tail and the body. And then I found the head. And then he's like, where has the... Oh, I found the head, and I'm like, I don't remember where the rest were, because I thought I already... He's, like, expecting me to go and find them again. And I was like, oh, I did not memorize where these were. I was like, you seem to... So he was like, oh, you seem to have uncovered one you've recently revealed. Where was that last one? And I'm like, I have no clue where the rest of the plesio tail and the plesio body was. I did not memorize this. This is very unfortunate. And so I was like, beats me, man. And so he was like laughing at me, and Audra's like, what the hell are you doing? Why didn't you memorize it? And I'm like, I didn't realize that was the goal. Yeah. No, I didn't know that. I didn't even see him do it. Look, do you mean this one? And I was like, no, this one. No, I don't even remember him saying that. I just picked one. And because I was like, oh, maybe it's this one. And I don't think I heard him say that. So I just picked up random ones, and I knew the ones that I had picked up before, but I just had no idea which ones they were, because I didn't memorize them. So I knew they weren't pitfalls. I just felt very dumb picking them up and putting them down, and I was like, some of these are probably the plesio. And then I just picked up 3, and they happened to be the plesio, so thank God for that. But yeah, I felt very stupid in that moment. And then Audra walked away, and he's like, what the... Like, we walked away after, and the guy said, I am doing 2 other of them tomorrow. I didn't find him again. I did look for him on Sunday, but I couldn't, like, today. I guess it was yesterday now, but I couldn't find... Yeah, I brute forced the plesio. But yeah, I felt so dumb in that moment. I didn't memorize any of it. I just kind of, like, picked ones that I had picked before. I did brute force the memory game. And it's sad, because normally I'm pretty decent at memory games, but for some reason it just didn't pop into my head that cards that I had picked up before no longer counted as something I've picked up before. They were put back down, and I had to remember them. And I'm like, remember? What do you mean? Yeah. I think that was the last, like, dumb memory. It's funny. I remembered. I remembered. I do not receive. That Blathers probably thought I was so dumb. I wish I could have found him on, like, early yesterday, so I could have actually done the other 2. Yeah. Oh, thank you. I don't have water. I do need water, though. You are very right. Thank you, Finn. I've been walking around for 4 days, and I'm like, water? I don't know her. What are her names? God. Now I need to fulfill this redeem, but I don't actually have water. Wait, I have a water bottle in my bag, but it's in the other room. Give me a second. It'll take... Oh, I'm gonna run out there and I'm gonna grab it, okay? 1 second. 1 second. Okay, I'm back. Audra laughed at me as I walked out the door. I heard you. I ran out the door, and he's like, haha. And I'm like, damn it. No, I did drink water. I made sure to buy 2 very large bottles of water before I went to AnimeFest this year, I promise. But today, I did not drink a lot of water. We went on the drive home. I went to IHOP, and we ate IHOP, and I drank coffee. And then I basically have drank nothing today. I have been dumb. But no, yesterday was when we did the memory game, and my mind was vacant then, so... There we go, thank you for the hydrate routine, Finn, I appreciate it. That was necessary. But yeah, so that was, I think, the majority of... That was I basically just yapped for 3 hours about AnimeFest. But yeah, I hope people enjoyed my stories of random bullshittery. I wish I could talk more about, like, some of the panels, but hey, like, some people said, like, keep things in the room, so I want to be respectful of that, you know? Sorry, excuse me. And I just drank the water and immediately, like, my body was like, why did you do that? But yeah. So, I think, what am I gonna do? Yeah, I'm gonna watch, whenever it goes up, I'm gonna watch the AnimeFest closing ceremony video because I think that's important. I wish I could have been there for that. And then, honestly, I've just been, like, waiting and, like, browsing the AnimeFest Discord. I live in hope that one day it will come back. But yeah, I think, thank you guys for coming to my yap fest, you know? I appreciate it. That was kind of my experience on it. I bought a couple of presents to give to people. So I'm crossing my fingers that they like them. And yeah. Now what I have to do now that I'm done with AnimeFest is prepare for Savage for the next 2 days, I think. I have 1 day to get a whole bunch of materials crafted, and then there are legendary nodes that I cannot farm, so I'm like, hey, Audra, you can farm them, right? Please, I haven't melded. But yeah, and then we have Savage the next week. And that's gonna be my week. And then I have another trip. I have another trip, not at the end of this week, but at the end of next week. No, Audra, don't die! Don't die! No! He's going, he's gone. Rip Audra. He's been crafting for like, well, he's been gathering and crafting for like a week straight in preparation for Savage. This man is dying inside. He's like he's like the big crafter guy in his FC. So he's been like preparing to like craft everybody's gear, whoever asks for it, for Savage. Who needs crafted gear? I got this. I can do it. But yeah, poor Audra. At least he's ready. I'm not. That's more than I can say for myself. I still want to do more of Extreme 2, but I don't think I have time to do that before Savage comes out, unless we do it tomorrow. So I think I'm gonna ask my static if we can do that tomorrow. Unless other people want to come, I wanna farm the accessories. I haven't gotten to do much of EX2, so yeah, 8 months will pass by in no time. Honestly, yeah, we could just clear the tier. Just one-shot it. Be on that grind, you know? But yeah, I'm looking forward to the tier. That's gonna be solidly my first, like, my next week is just doing Savage, and then end of next week, I'm gonna be on a journey elsewhere. Yeah, Audra learned the hard way that even if you spend all of your time prepping an alt to do crafting, it's not worth it because it will not be done in time for the first Savage. It will always be done, even if you focus all of your time towards it. It will not come in handy for the first Savage, it will be in handy for the second Savage, so it is good information to know, it's just painful lesson to learn, like a painful lesson to learn. But he has an entire secondary alt with all the retainers at level 100. Like he's ready. He can craft, you know, and he can gather materials. They're done for all of Dawn Trail. Yeah. Otter's been doing the sub stuff too. I know nothing about subs because I've never been like an FC leader or like officer, so it's not up my wheelhouse. But yeah, I think probably if I can manage to do EX2 tomorrow, like it doesn't have to be with the raid group. It'd be cool even if I could just get like some people to like come along and do EX2 with me. I've only cleared it once, so it'd be fun, you know? I still need the accessories and maybe other people can farm with me, so maybe, what if I stream that tomorrow? I don't know. I don't really have a huge plan for a stream for this week, because, this week, my normal Thursday stream, I need to check with my static to see if it's okay if I stream Savage. Because if it's not, I'm probably... I mean, I could also mute Discord. I could just have it so my voice is on stream. And their voices are not. I've seen that being done for, like, World Prog. Yeah, we learned the fight in 2 hours with only one person telling us what to do. How hard could it be, right? Right? Yeah. So maybe we could take people in there. I would say we could teach them, but considering I've only cleared it once, I don't know who I'm teaching. But yeah. So we'll do that, and I'll make a schedule for tomorrow. I think tomorrow I might do an extra stream just because I didn't get to do one on Thursday this last week. I owe another stream. I owe a makeup stream. And maybe we'll do EX2. I think that'd be nice to like get that out the way. So we'll get EX2. We'll form a group to do EX2 and just have some fun doing that for anybody who wants to come along. And then from the numbers I see on this piece of virtual emote paper, I believe it's possible to one-shot EX2. Hell yeah, that's what we like to hear. Yeah, we can do EX2. And then I need to check with my static to see if they're okay with me streaming, because if not, I'll have to look at alternatives, or I might have to move my Thursday streams to Wednesday just to kind of be respectful of my static if they want to be more private. But my Sunday stream should still be the same. I think I'll probably change it up for this week and like play another game. I know, Audrey, you still want me to play Gone Home. Should I play Gone Home or should I do something else? I don't know. If you guys have any suggestions, let me know. Feel free to let me know here or let me know in the Discord. Scary game. You want me to play a scary game? I mean, you could. But yeah. Fatal Frame. I don't have Fatal Frame on well, actually, that's not strictly true. I do have a capture card. I just haven't figured out what's wrong with it. I had it working, but like poorly. So I probably would need to troubleshoot it if I were to play Fatal Frame, but I remember last time I was a complete wuss and remember when we tried to do a game night with Fatal Frame? Like at the end of high school, Grayson? This was a long time ago. We started up Fatal Frame, and we got to the tutorial, and we quit during the tutorial because the music was too scary. We are complete wusses. Yeah, that's how you remember I have it. I do have it on PS2. I would just need to take my, figure out how to move my PS2 in here and hook up a capture card. Yeah, I haven't, since I built my desk, I haven't hooked up my capture card yet. And even when I had my capture card hooked up, it wasn't working properly. So I have to troubleshoot it. But I think if we figure it out, I would love to do more kind of retro games on my old consoles. I think that'd be fun. I just gotta figure out what I'm doing with it. But yeah, I don't know if I could do Fatal Frame this week. But yeah, if you want to put that in as a suggestion, maybe I should start a poll in my Discord. And we'll figure it out, whether we want to do, like, Gone Home. Yeah, the music is too scary to continue. I gotta get out of here. Yeah, I'll do a poll, and I'll put some, like, smaller games on there if we want to figure out what we're doing. And, yeah. Escape. 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 I could do Escape Room Simulator. What if we just did escape rooms instead, you know? It'd just be a continuation of the theme, you know? Audra's up for this. What if I just did escape rooms and I invited some friends in, you know? We can just try to get out of rooms. Wait, I bought a whole bunch. Escape. I remember Escape. But yeah, I do have some games there. I'll put up a list of what I have, and we'll just look through it together. But yeah, in the meantime... Wait, what's on sale? Yes! We really need to introduce people to Grandma's Cat. Grandma's Cat is a great escape room, just saying. So... preferably on stream, because I want as many people to experience Grandma's Cat as possible. It's a gift that should be shared with the world. Great escape room. But yeah, are you talking about Escape Room Simulator, Finn? Itself? Because, yeah, that's what we have, and yeah, I definitely recommend. Great game. Maybe as we can act as NPCs that don't do the puzzle. I'll just be there to, like, laugh and just stare at you guys as you do the puzzles. Yeah. Wait, hold on. Let me look at it. It is not on my browser. Hold on. Let me switch over to, like, chill, so I'm not, like, just sharing my browser for no reason anymore. Now, let me keep my privacy intact. Okay. Escape accepted, no puzzle shall escape. Wait, did I just say escape accepted, no puzzle shall escape? Why didn't I say challenge? Ah. Okay. Yeah, if you're looking at Escape Simulator, that's the one. So anybody who wants to come along, I think Escape Simulator only takes 4 per room, so I don't know. But we'll figure it out. I want people to do this escape room. Honestly, it's a great escape room. But yeah. So we'll do the poll. I think I'll probably just chill out for now and probably go die in a hole. I do see Grayson, you messaged me earlier. Let me see. I did this. Oh, your art is so cute. Oh, Grayson, it looks so good. I love looking at your art. Keep sending me more art. And then let me see the other one. That's cute. I'm gonna like both. I'm gonna like this. Oop. Thank you for sharing. Haha. I didn't even know you had a new Twitter until you followed me again recently, and I'm like, wait, hadn't you followed me before? Huh? Huh? Yeah. So, I think for now, it is... Oh my god, it's so nearly 2 a.m. I have work in the morning. No! Twitter said you were a bot! No! Whoa, I'm glad you're back. But yeah, that's a shame. But yeah, I think for now, I'm gonna go die in a hole and then wake up and then trudge myself to work and then ask if people want to do the extreme. And also I'll make a schedule for I think I'll make a schedule tomorrow. But we know what we're doing tomorrow at least. So I'm gonna make a schedule for us figuring out what we're doing on Thursday and Sunday. How does that sound? Wait, no, not on Thursday because I'm reading. On Sunday. This is the most useful schedule of all time. Value this schedule with your life. Yeah. I'm gonna go to bed. Thank you everybody for hanging out and listening to me talk for like 3 hours. This has got to be the longest I've ever talked straight without just like focusing on something. That was a lot of speaking. But yeah. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you, like, Grayson. Thank you, Finn. Thank you, Audra. Thank you, Umbra. Thank you, Tib. Thank you, Zane. And thank you, the other people who came in. I appreciate you. I'm gonna go to bed. Good night. Thank you.